It is senior day on the main line as Villanova Football wraps up its regular season. Today's game presented by Independence Blue Cross. The Wildcats hosting, for the first time ever, the Sacred Heart Pioneers, and you're watching it right here on FloCollege. Good afternoon. So happy to have you with us. I'm Sam Cooperman. That's Steve Pannone. And Steve, Villanova's 7th consecutive win last week when they beat Stony Brook here in overtime, taking on a Sacred Heart team that has won 3 straight games in its own right.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one today. Unusual to go non-league this late in the year. This is the usual game where Villanova would play Delaware all the years. Delaware moving on to FBS. Sacred Heart comes in late in the season, but a big game for both teams.
Yeah, let's look at what the national implications could be for this game, as Villanova is currently ranked inside the top 10 in both major polls. The Wildcats looking for their 3rd consecutive FCS playoff appearance. A lot of people say they're going to make the playoffs regardless of what happens, but what happens here could certainly dictate where they're playing, who they're playing, and things like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities. A potential for a bye if a couple teams in front of them got beat, probably unlikely. A win today, probably a home game next week. A loss, you're sweating a little bit and probably heading on the road. Sacred Heart says, hey, we're 8-3. We get a win. How about we go to 9-3? Maybe we get an at-large bid. So a lot to play for here for both teams today.
Yeah, this would certainly be a signature win for the Pios if they can pull this out here on the main line. Let's look at the Sacred Heart team preview. They had a thriller last week, knocking off Merrimack 42-37. And Mark Nofri in his 14th year has seen this team go from Division II to Division I in the NEC, now independent, and next year joining the CAA. It's a team that can beat you with both the run and the pass. Last week it was the run. 424 rushing yards for Sacred Heart.
Yeah, that's a big key in today's game. Is Villanova's going to try to stop the run and make teams one-dimensional. They've been pretty good at that all year. Other than the Monmouth game, they've been able to kind of make these teams one-dimensional, get their pass rushers on the field and put pressure on the quarterback.
Our players to watch presented by Mainline Health, and one of the best running backs in the country statistically, certainly the top freshman running back in the nation. Mitchell Summers, one of 11 backs to have over 1,000 yards this year.
Yeah, you look at his numbers on the season. Only 5'7", not a big guy, but a strong lower body, can break tackles, and is explosive. You can see averages over 5 yards a carry and can find the end zone with 12 touchdowns as well.
And he is the only first-year back to reach that 1,000-yard threshold. He is a terrific player for Sacred Heart. Now looking at the Villanova Wildcats, 7 straight wins. They have won 21 in a row here at home. And Villanova did it in style against Stony Brook, 30-27 in OT.
Yeah, win in OT. Pat McQuaid with 4 touchdown passes. You see Braden Reed catching his first of his career last week as well. It was the Antonio Johnson in overtime with the winner. And here's Kalel. Luke Kalel has been outstanding for Villanova all year. He had 2 catches for touchdowns last week as well.
3rd multi-touchdown game for Kalela as a Wildcat. And there's Johnson with the walk-off score. Player to watch for Villanova. How about the reigning CAA Defensive Player of the Week? Shane Hartzell, the leader of this defense, had a 10-tackle performance.
And look at the career he's had. Played in 50 games, 354 tackles. You know, it's just the tackles for loss is the number that jumps out. 36.5. So this is a middle linebacker who'll get in the backfield. He'll spy quarterbacks. Ross Pennypacker will send him on blitzes, but he just has a nose for the football and has a nose to making big plays for this Villanova defense.
Hartzell and company looking to pick up a win here on the main line. Let's hear your conversation with Coach Mark Ferrante as he gets us ready for this matchup.
We're joined by head coach Mark Ferrante as the Wildcats prepare to take on the Sacred Heart Pioneers. Coach, senior day is always a special day in your program. You get to celebrate it today.
Yeah, it's always an emotional day. You know, we got a lot of fourth-year seniors. I believe our number is 20 this year, plus a couple managers and a couple guys that help us with filming during practice. And it's their last regular season home game, maybe their last home game ever. So, you know, we honor them pregame. We have their families out on the field. Our guys join them out there. We give a little gift to mom and dad and just thank them for, you know, trusting us to send their prized possessions, right, their children, to us to have us coach them and educate them and obviously get a very meaningful degree. So always an emotional day, so we're looking forward to it.
And Coach, your team had a great run at the end of the year. You win 7 straight games in the CAA. A little bit unusual. You got a non-league game to end the season. What do you guys need to do to keep that going today against Sacred Heart?
Well, we need to win, right? We need to go out there and hang on to football. We've been doing a good job with that. We've been doing a good job with that. We've, only had 4 turnovers for the whole year. So we're protecting the football, which is great. Our defense is playing well, keeping people out of the end zone for the most part, especially last week when we needed them to do that in the overtime. And they held them to a field goal, and we got the touchdown to pull it out. So, we just got to play, like we say every week, Steve, fundamentally sound. We got to play physical, try to be more physical than the opponent, protect the ball better than the opponent, maybe create a couple turnovers. That turnover Sapp had last week was huge. They just scored, and then we got the ball right back. We stopped them and got the ball right back, so that was huge to get the ball back. And, everyone's just got to do their 1/11th, because when everyone's doing their job, and I'm not saying they even have to do it great, but if they all are, got a body on a body and a hat on a hat on offense, we've been able to move the ball pretty effectively. Pat's doing a great job delivering the ball to multiple different receivers down the field, and, we get different guys last week into the end zone with, Braden Reed and Antonio Johnson, so that was good to see, along with Luke, who's had a really nice year for us. So just got to continue to do that. And hopefully we can, again, we've been moving the ball in the first half. Let's see if we can move the ball and produce a few more points.
Coach, we appreciate your time. Best of luck today.
Thanks, Steve. I appreciate it.
And on the other end of this break, we will have Villanova versus Sacred Heart on FloCollege.
In moments of vulnerability, it's only human to seek warmth and expertise. Mainline Health is the place where both your health and humanity matter, where ultrasounds come with understanding, where tests are met with tenderness, where EKGs are as important as empathy, the place where you will never be your only advocate, the place for a lifetime of care delivered neighbor to neighbor. Mainline Health, where human care has a home.
Okay, fam, quick stop in Montgomery County, but we have to be at Grandma's by 5 p.m.
Do we have time to stop at the mall?
KOP!
Yes!
Do we have time to hit the slopes?
Skiing at Spring Mountain.
Do we have time for Santa? If we have time for wildlife at the zoo?
Do we have time for food?
I have a list of 1,800 restaurants.
Yum! Do we have time for an overnight?
I feel like we're forgetting something.
When you spend the holidays in Montgomery County, your other plans can wait.
Honey, call them again.
Senior day, always all the feels. These are the 4-year guys on Villanova with a lot of grad students in the mix as well. These are just the guys in their 4th year here, and Villanova honored. There's 20 of them on this year's Villanova Wildcats team. And you may have just heard in our pregame interview with Coach Mark Ferrante just how special it is to him to have these players and student managers be properly honored here at Villanova Stadium.
Yeah, I think he touched on it, Sam, when he talked about, the families entrust their kids to his program and to Villanova University, and how proud he is of the, not every guy in that lineup was a star, but those kids are all going to graduate from Villanova. They're all been in their own ways contributing to this program. If you're helping film practice with 2 student managers they introduced, to starters, to guys that play special teams, it's a tribute to the culture that Mark Ferrante's built, and the tribute to the families that bring those kind of kids here to Villanova.
Yeah, and the way he put it in that interview, thanking these families for entrusting us with their most prized possessions. And it was really nice to see that ceremony, and now they turn the page for a regular season finale. They'd like to be back here at Villanova Stadium, and a convincing win here today would certainly help them out in that regard.
Yeah, we could probably in 3 hours or so, Sam, we'll have a lot more to talk about as that goes, but we'll obviously see what happens here today, and also check the scoreboard a little bit and see what's going on around the country to, and just to break it down, I think we talked about it a little bit. The top 8 seeds get a bye.
Yeah.
And then 9 through, and some probably need a little bit of help to get in that top 8 from some of the other teams around the country.
Okay, gentlemen, here's the coin. Heads, tails. Sacred Heart, it's your choice.
Heads.
Heads is the call. Wesley, please flip it. Okay, it's heads. You won the toss. Sacred Heart has won the toss. They will defer their option to the second half. You want the ball? Which way you want to kick?
And it's interesting because
Villanova will receive.
Villanova's wanted to receive first the last few times they've won the coin toss. So maybe you could say worked out the way Villanova wanted it to after all.
Both teams, I guess, are happy because obviously Sacred Heart had the option. They defer. And I still think the majority of the teams do defer. Mark Ferrani going a little bit against the grain, but has talked about starting fast, Sam. This team needs to start fast, not moving the football, but getting the points in the first half. They've only had 10 last week, 7 against Towson. He'd like to see that number increase here today and go into halftime, say maybe with 21 points, something along those lines. He'd feel better about his offensive consistency in this last regular season game.
Yeah, both teams certainly looking for a strong start. Merrimack had a lead on Sacred Heart last week, 17-14 at halftime in that what they call the Yankee Conference Championship. Merrimack and Sacred Heart both being independent this year. As we mentioned, Sacred Heart is going to be the 13th CAA team next year when Villanova and William and Mary leave for the Patriot League, but have that rivalry matchup of sorts with Merrimack. They get that win, and now they play Villanova for the first time ever doing it here, and both teams having very impressive seasons and like to finish them out strong here in the regular season and go from there.
Yeah, Sam, I think you mentioned it in our pregame. You know, the maturation of this Sacred Heart program was Division II not too long ago. Now go to Division I, and now they're going to step it up into the CAA, one of the top conferences in all of FCS football. It just shows you the growth of this program under Mark Knopfrey, and trying to go for win number 9 today against a Villanova team that has a lot to play for as well.
Mark Knopfrey has been there for 14 years as head coach. He's been with the program since 1994 when they were a Division II team. So he's seen it all. Yeah. Matt Kling sends us off with the opening kickoff. Jabril Mays has been as dangerous as anybody in the country in that respect with 2 kick return touchdowns, but nothing there. Touchback.
Yeah, I should mention a little bit of wind helping Kling on that kickoff, so that was probably the difference in between Mace having a shot opportunity to bring that out and catching it 5 yards deep for the touchback.
So Villanova in the backfield will be without David Avitt for a second straight game, the Walter Payton watch list member running back. So it'll be Isaiah Ragland and Jabril Mace in the backfield with quarterback Pat McQuaid, and it is Mace out there first for the Wildcats.
Braden Reed gets the start at slot receiver today, coming off his first touchdown last week as well.
Yeah, 83 in blue.
See him in motion there.
There it goes to the top of your screen. It's 1st and 10 Villanova to start this game off. The lefty McQuaid. Short pass wants Kopecky, but that's broken up, incomplete. Luke Hackett, the linebacker, getting over to slap it down.
That was a good job by Hackett. He had a good read and a good break on that ball. As it looked like he saw that in scouting, that Villanova likes that short out on first down, get 5 or 6 and get the whole playbook available to him. He broke on that ball quickly, was able to break it up.
Well, we're already off to a great start. That was Kenny Selby. My eyes told me 8. That was a 0.
Oh, yeah. 8s and 0s look alike to me too, Sam.
Yeah.
So no harm, no foul. You got Selby right after the fact.
Yeah, he had a big game. 3 pass breakups against Norfolk State a couple weeks back. Mace on second down, spins his way ahead. Ball's on the deck. It's loose, and Sacred Heart comes away with a fumble recovery.
On the field is a fumble.
It's in the arms of Kyle Hall.
First down, Sacred Heart.
2 plays in, Sacred Heart has forced Villanova into just its 5th turnover of the season.
And that's what Coach Ferrani talks about. Turnovers are the big key. Giving his team a short field. Now they're going to have the ball inside the 30. It looked like Mace tried to spin and took a pop. We'll see it on the replay here. Trying to get extra yards. You credit the effort, but spins there, and then that late hit right there, had on the football, popped it out. Let's see who it was. There might have been 2. I'm not sure. We'll try to get who that was that got the hat on it, but as Sam mentioned, it was Hall came away with it.
Elijah Nyakum was the first to hit him, and this one shut down before it starts.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense number 20, 5-yard penalty, first down.
So that's not
clock
how
operator, please set the game
Sacred
clock
Heart
to
wanted to respond off a turnover. Mitchell Summers
1-4-4-9 on the game clock. Thank you.
Got a little overzealous. See false starts.
It's a big opportunity here early. See if Villanova can, giving up this short field against this potent Sacred Heart offense.
So a fumble by Jabril Mace sets Sacred Heart up with prime field position. First and 15 deep in Villanova territory. Go to Summers right up the gut. Tackled by Hartzell. And he gets back a yard past the original line of scrimmage for 6. So the Mace fumble. And now it's 2nd and 9 after the 6-yard gain from Summers, who we highlighted.
He had a nice hole there filled by Hartzell.
Send him out in space. Snyder, quick pitch over the middle. It's got the completion of Palmieri for a gain of about 5. Yes. It'll be 3rd and short.
Good job by Villanova there. No yards after catch.
And redshirt freshman quarterback Jack Snyder goes by the nickname Poochie. That's what everyone calls him. That's what his teammates call him. That's what we'll call him. He's been terrific. 8th in the nation in completion percentage.
Yeah, it's about 3rd and 5 here. Might be 2-down territory here, unless Sacred Heart wants to settle for the field goal attempt.
Villanova with 3 down linemen. They bring 3. Snyder has time. He's mobile. He'll step up and run, and he's a little shy of the marker.
Yeah, it's going to be about 4th and 2, so the first decision of the game for Mark Knopfler here, and it looks like he's going to go for field goal. He wants points on the board.
Well, Bodo sandwiched him and flattened him.
Yeah, it's kind of a covered sack. I don't even know if it's a sack because he ended up getting positive yardage, so it's just a running play. But good job by the team downfield, the secondary, and then good swarming to the football by the linemen.
So a 37-yard field goal attempt for Sacred Heart kicker Matt Kling, one of the best in program history. And sends this one away, boots it up and through the sticks. So Sacred Heart cashes in with 3 points off the Villanova turnover and take a 3-0 lead here on the road.
I think Villanova's defense will be happy with that. Give up 8 yards after the turnover inside the 30 and force into a medium-sized field goal that Kling is able to knock through. But it could have been a little bit worse than it was. It was just a 3-0 deficit.
Yeah, so again, it's all relative for Villanova. You hold them to 3, but a team that they don't force a lot of turnovers, but still +5 in the turnover margin because they don't turn the ball over. But there you see.
Yeah, it's 9 from his safety position.
And
Latney coming in from his safety, got a hat right on the football.
Yeah,
good shot by our crew there to pick that up.
Yeah, coming off 11 tackles against Merrimack and recovers his first fumble of the year.
So they're going to put Reed back there and give Mace this one off. I don't know if he got shook up or just kind of a little bit of, we need you to hold on to the football. My guess would be he might get a little shaken up there because he's leading the nation in kickoff returns.
So he's back there with Isaiah Wright. Short kick. Wright fields it at the 15. And it's shut down.
Number 11 of the receiving team give an invalid signal. The ball is dead where number 26 caught it. First down.
So you don't see that very much.
You're going to say Jason Hall signaled a fair catch. Now, he wasn't even the one who caught the ball. But I guess he thought he was going to catch it. He waited for a fair catch, and then once that happens, the ball's dead wherever Isaiah Wright caught it.
Please set the game clock to 13 minutes and 1 second. 1:3:01 on the game clock. Thank you.
So we talked about how imperative it is for Villanova to get off to a hot start.
Top
this
of
ain't
your screen there. Didn't see it there. Might have been a little bit earlier.
It had to be because his arms were down. So that's a tough break for the Wildcats.
And Isaiah Ragland in at running back. So we're going to keep an eye on Mace to see if he's going to be okay. He came off the field after the fumble, looked all right, but I don't see him on the Villanova sideline as of now.
Tight end Johnson moves over, blocking for Ragland, and he stood up and only gets a couple of yards.
As Sam mentioned, the Wildcat running room is a little bit depleted with Avid out. And if Mace can go down, you'll see a lot of Isaiah Ragland and maybe Eli Smith as well.
So Villanova looking to get things initiated. Nolan Clayton, sophomore tight end, out to the top of your screen. And they'll get Colella in space, but that space is quickly cut off, and Latney had the big play, and he has another one here with the tackle.
Yeah, this credit to secondary from Sacred Heart making plays. They're quick to the football there. It looked like that play had something going and held for no gain, maybe a half a yard.
Yeah, run a little jet sweep here. Latney was not phased.
Early third down here for Villanova.
First third down of the day for Villanova. McQuaid, pressure from behind. He scampers loose, but he's short of the sticks and twisted down. McQuaid was able to break out of a sack, but not much further. Tackle from Elijah Nyakun.
So the Sacred Heart defense, which gave up 35 points last week, has been up to the challenge in the first two series. They force a turnover, and now they get a 3 and out.
So punt for Villanova. And Luke Larson, graduate transfer from East Carolina, is going to try and pin him back deep. Villanova could use a flipping of the field here. And he toes this one, doesn't travel very far. Palmieri calls everybody off, and it'll be down at the 40. Not the start Villanova envisioned. Sacred Heart off to a 3-0 lead, and they get the ball back when we return on Sacred Heart will start off its second drive of the game at its own 40. First ever meeting with the Villanova Wildcats, and the Pioneers, winners of 3 games in a row, gotten off to a pretty ideal start.
Yeah, it's obviously very early in the game here, with an opportunity for a 2-score lead if they can put a drive together.
Villanova fumbled after merely 11 seconds on its first drive, went 3 and out on its second. Summers smashes his way up the middle and gets 2. Tried to claim that he wasn't down and pick up some extra, but they're not giving it to him.
Give him an extra half a yard or so, I guess, or just the lines judge came in, just didn't have the right spot. So a little under 3.
Both these teams average over 32 minutes time of possession, both top 15 in the nation. Villanova has not possessed it very long to start out here. Wildcats did hold the Pios to a field goal after they picked it up at the Villanova 20. Empty backfield for Snyder. Pitch it to Summers, get him in space, but forced out to the boundary. A minimal gain.
Daoud with good coverage came off the receiver there as they're trying to set up a little kind of screen to the running back. Really give him about 2 more. So now a 3rd and 6, an opportunity for a 3 and out for Villanova.
Wildcat defense looking to make some plays in this matchup. Last week's overtime win against Stony Brook. It was the big defensive play by the safety Christian Sapp that got Villanova the ball back when they were down late in the 4th. 3rd and 6. Snyder on the slant, and that's a broken tackle. That's a first down, and Peyton Rhodes gets across midfield for Sacred Heart.
Yeah, that ball was caught before the line to gain, but Talley unable to make a tackle. And you said the receiver was able to break free. That was Rhodes. Turn away from Talley there and pick up a first down. All important yards after catch. If they're able to get him to the ground, it's 4th down.
Now 15 yards on that gain for Rhodes as he closes in on 1,000 yards in his career. Short gain for Summers on the run to the right. Peyton Rhodes, a 6th-year player for Sacred Heart. So in all likelihood, the final game of his career.
You just don't know anymore, though, with all these extra years coming around. But you would think after 6, that would be it.
Again, you would think. 2nd and 7. On a pistol here. Snyder the keep. And Poochie Snyder lowers the shoulder. He gets to the 31. So he's closing in on 3rd and 2 here.
Got an injured
Officials
player here.
Timeout for an injured offensive player.
So man down for Sacred Heart. It looks like it's the tight end Logan Lyson, junior out of Oceanside, New York.
And at his right leg. Able to get up and walk off under his own power, so that's good news.
So Sacred Heart will have a 3rd and 2 here at the Villanova 31.
We've seen Kling's accuracy. Now he has the range from here, so it'll be interesting to see if Villanova does get a stop. Mark Knopfler quickly went to the kicking game early on to get points on the board on a kind of a 4th and 3 before.
Yeah, if they don't gain any yardage, this would be about his career high. It was 49 yards against Howard a little over a month ago.
You might tell here by this play call if it's 2-down territory or not. Then again, with Summers, you might say, hey, he can pick up these 3. He's averaging 5 yards a carry.
Midway through the first, second drive for Sacred Heart. They go to Summers, and he's smushed down. He doesn't get anything, maybe half a yard.
And now it's going to be 4th and 2, and I don't see the field goal team as quick as they were last time, so it looks like they're going to go for it.
Again, this team ran for 424 yards last week, and they average nearly 230 a game. So they're comfortable running the ball, veteran offensive line, and they're going to keep the offense out there, try and extend the drive.
Always look for quarterback run here.
Snyder looks to pass. He does pass. And he's got the completion, 1st down, and he goes outside to his man, Jason Palmieri.
That's well executed there. He knew where the marker was. We got to the sticks, stretched it out for the extra yard he needed.
Like you said, just a yard across. Palmieri, junior from Beacon Falls, Connecticut, hauls it in. He's got a couple catches early.
So a huge 4th down conversion there to keep the drive alive.
1st and 10, Sacred Heart approaching the red zone. It's a short gain that time. First carry for Trey Eberhardt, the graduate student out of Beaverton, Oregon.
Villanova defense has done a good job. Haven't really given up the big play. Just, 3 yards here, 4 yards there, and then the 4th down conversion. Now still have him here in 2nd and 8.5.
Keep Eberhardt in the game. Get an 81-yard touchdown last week. Off the clap, Snyder. Backside pressure. He pumps, goes down, ball's out. Looks like it's a fumble, and it's fumbled to the side by Inge. He had it in his hands, but he could not secure it.
Yeah.
It will stay with Sacred Heart.
Inge tried to scoop and score there.
There's a fumble out of bounds. It's 3rd down.
And just instead of falling on the football to get possession, it came up to him. He tried to scoop and score, and then it was the quarterback's helmet knocks it out of his hands. So kind of a huge bounce here early in the game. You see here, watch Inge, looks like he's going to pick it up, and the quarterback hits his helmet right on the ball.
And you can see Richie Kimmel, who looked to be the one to dislodge the ball in the first place, beside himself. He thought they had that. But it is 3rd and 24 with the line to gain inside the Villanova 18.
Now here, if you can maybe get 15, you can get yourself back in field goal range.
Snyder, as they're given new life, tries to take off. Hartzell got him first, and now pushed out of bounds. Villanova gets hats to the football, and Jason Hall hits him to the sideline.
Yeah, and Hartzell in there as well. If Hartzell gets credit with that, it'll be another tackle for loss. We talked about his career numbers before the game. Hall was the one who finished him up, but as Sam mentioned, it was Hartzell who got there first. So the Villanova defense rises to the occasion here and forces a punt. Good job by Hartzell there. Get the angle, and then Hall wraps him up and gets him down.
You can't ask for much more from the Villanova defense so far, as Mike Spitoni is back to punt. Powers it to the side, and that'll trickle into the end zone. Touchback. Villanova has one of the best return men in the country in Braden Reed, the freshman, 4th in FCS in punt return yardage. But Sacred Heart, they're one of the best coverage teams on the punt, so a little chess match there. That time it's a touchback, which Villanova would take gladly.
Yeah, now look at 1st and 10 at the 20. Try to get his offense going here. It's been 2 plays and a turnover and then a 3 and out. And the nice thing is Jabril Mace is back in the game. I did see him huddled up with his teammates while the Wildcats were on defense, so good sign to see him back out there.
So Sacred Heart punts on its second drive. Villanova punted on its second drive. See if third time's a charm for the Wildcats. Down 3-0 here in the first. Mace, the tailback. Oh, that's a nice shifty move. Mace, turn it on the Jets. Jabril Mace down the sidelines. He stays on his feet, and there he goes. What a bounce back for Mace. Touchdown Wildcats.
80 yards and no flags, and with just what the Wildcats needed, Sam. They had a little bit of struggle in those first 2 series. Give it to your best guy. Give it to Mace. Watch him go 80 yards on the handoff. That's his 6th play of the year for over 50 yards. Talk about explosive plays. Look at the blocking up front. Antonio Johnson with a beautiful block there. And then it's just Mace's speed. Like you say, if you're even with him, he's leaving. You can't catch up with him. He's just got too much speed.
Jabril Mace, a couple games removed from breaking the Villanova single-game rushing record at Towson. 80 yards to pay dirt. Cats take the lead. Jack Barnum on for the PAT. And he sticks it. Wildcats in front, 7-3. Jabril
on the year as well.
Villanova up 4. We'll be back after this.
Doesn't that cloud look like a giraffe?
Yeah. And that one looks like a weird bird.
A puffin, like our insurance mascot.
Speaking of the policy puffin, any update on our insurance claim?
No, not yet.
Some insurance companies are known for their mascots. At NJM, we're known for putting our policyholders first.
Want to put the tarp back up there?
I'll go get the ladder.
No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM.
Thanks for getting these sub bowls. Of course, no problem, big bro. Let's eat.
Danny DeVito? What did you do with our uncle?
Well, that doesn't matter. This is a commercial for Jersey Mike's. What matters most are these sub bowls.
Wait, has Danny DeVito been my brother my whole life?
I guess so. Don't tell Mom. Your favorite sub, hot or cold in a bowl. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Doesn't that cloud look like a giraffe?
Yeah. And that one looks like a weird bird.
A puffin, like our insurance mascot.
Speaking of the policy puffin, any update on our insurance claim?
No, not yet.
Some insurance companies are known for their mascots. At NJM, we're known for putting our policyholders first.
Want to put the tarp back up there?
I'll go get the ladder.
No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM.
What a run for Jabril Mace, his 2nd longest of the season.
And watch the blocking up front there. You see a good job by Voltaire and Johnson at the point of attack, and then just Mace. You know, you can't teach speed, but the Lord gave him a ton of it. Gosh, he can fly. I remember Mark Ferrani when they recruited him, he said, this kid's really fast. I don't think he even understood how fast he is. He's got 6 plays over 50 yards. Think about that. And he's been their part-time back for most of the year, and now 2 plays over 80 yards.
That's his 23rd of 20 or more. He's sensational. Sacred Heart looking for something big in the return game here. And they're not going to get all that much as Dean Hangy was scoped out at the 27.
Yeah, Jason Hall on the tackle. He's done a really nice job on special teams all year. And we saw him on defense here in that last series.
So the Sacred Heart Pioneers, when they last had the ball, they were up 3-0. Now they're down 7-3, and it happened in pretty short order. Let's see what they got in store for drive number 3.
Yeah, that's it, Sam. The momentum swings in a game are literally one play. You know, it looked like that 4th down conversion had Sacred Heart in field goal range, then a couple of good plays by the Villanova defense, and then the punt, and then Mace hits a home run from 80 yards out. Now you're down 7-3.
Talked about Mitchell Summers. He's the back. They'll go short pass here. And it works out pretty well for him. They get Logan Lyson. Good to see him back. He went out with an injury on the last drive. He picks up a handful of yards.
And they're going to give him about 5 on first down. So a nice pickup on first down.
So they got it at their own 32 to the Sacred Heart Pioneers. As they've got 35 yards of offense so far today. Bucci Snyder hands it off, and Summers buried.
That's Amari Bursey from the backside. Summers only get 1 there. So it's 3rd down and 4. Nice job by Bursey coming from the weak side. He's been in a rotation with Kimmel at that weak side linebacker position. The young player from Colorado is really starting to emerge.
A redshirt freshman, 25th tackle on the season for him. He's drawn a start as well. So 3rd and 4 for Sacred Heart. They're 1 for 4 on 3rd downs today. Sends Summers out of the backfield. Snyder throws. Nice adjustment.
I think he's going to be a little short, though. They might give it to him. That's a tough call.
Yeah, I was going to say, depends on the spot. Tegan Brown with the nice adjustment.
Probably not worth a challenge, but...
Now, it looks like that was a cross. We'll take a better look here.
And it's always like if they're close, they give it to you. See, it's not worth.
Yeah.
Just not a great look, but credit to pass and catch, just enough to get that first down.
Tegan Brown, former Edinburgh Fighting Scot. Handoff, and Summers smoked.
That was Christian Sapp from his safety position. So Ross Pennypacker dialing up some run blitzes here. We saw Bursey last play from his linebacker spot. And that's Sapp from the safety position.
Second TFL for Sapp this year. Had the forced fumble and fumble recovery last week in the 4th when Villanova trailed Stony Brook here.
And we talked about it. Snyder's been pretty accurate. It's when they've been able to get some pressure on him to get him out of the pocket that they've had their best success defensively.
2nd and long for Sacred Heart here. And that throw will get him a little closer to the sticks, maybe 3 yards there.
Good job by Newton Nessium to just wrap him up. Don't give him any yards after the catch. Bring up 3rd down and long.
And with Demille Bostic out today, Essium drew the start at corner, his 3rd of his sophomore campaign.
Yeah, he's played a lot of snaps for Villanova.
It's him and Zamir Dawood, the corners for the Wildcats. 3rd and 7 for Sacred Heart. 13th in FCS in 3rd down conversion percentage on the season. 3-step drop, Snyder, and drop pass by Brown. Flag at the end of the play. There's a helmet down on the field of the Pioneers right tackle, Tim Suk.
It's also a late flag in. Let's see if it's the same call.
Yeah, there was 1 flag in, and then the helmet came off, and that's when the 2nd flag trickled in.
Could that be illegal hands to the face against Villanova?
Personal foul, hands to the face. Defense, number 11. 15-yard penalty, 1st down. Offense, number 67, can stay in the game. His helmet came off due to a foul.
Yeah, so that's referee Anthony Florio giving us...
So a huge play in there as Jason Hall picks up the foul. Would have been 4th down and punting. Now they're going to have the ball at midfield, on the other side of midfield.
Yeah, Sacred Heart typically pretty disciplined. They stay disciplined there. That was an issue for them in that first half against Merrimack. A few costly penalties.
So you watch Hall on the top of your screen there. Yeah, you see the left hand gets underneath there. Just never got it off. He probably would have got away with it if he took it off, but kept it there and then drove the helmet off.
Final 2 minutes of the first frame. They go short pass outside. And Lyson with his 2nd grab of the quarter.
Yeah, they split the tight end out. Lyson, he's got size. They try to get him up, matched up against corners and just use his physicality, pick up some extra yards.
So Sacred Heart trying to slowly, methodically work the ball down the field. Get some help on the call. And now here they sit inside the Villanova 41. McGuire, the receiver, top of your screen, speedy wide out from LA. In a 3-wide set for Sacred Heart. They'll send McGuire in motion and hand it to him. And he's in some trouble, tugged down. He was lassoed to the deck. Anthony Hawkins, the free safety.
It's going to be a loss of yards. They try to spring that. Good job of the Villanova defensive front to string that thing out so Hawkins could get up from a safety position for a loss of 1. Similar situation now. You get 3rd and long here where the Wildcats committed the penalty last time down.
And because of Snyder's mobility, you can easily fool defenses into going the way the quarterback goes and not going to who ultimately has the ball. Villanova was not phased. Final minutes of the first, Villanova with the lead due to the Jabril Mace 80-yard touchdown run. It's 3rd and 8. Snyder, pocket crumbles. Snyder, down he goes. Hartzell with the sack.
Keep adding to those tackles for loss in his career, as we highlighted in the pregame show. Hartzell does a great job of spying the quarterback. He sees him break. He comes out of his middle linebacker position, and bam, he's right on the quarterback for another tackle for loss. See him there. Just really, what an instinctive football player. And then his speed to get to sideline and make plays.
And it'll be the second punt of the day for Mike Spitoni. All try to crash in on the block, but he gets it away.
It's going to be the second time in a row they're going to get a touchback, keeping the ball away from Reed.
And that takes us to the end of the first quarter. There's ups and downs for Villanova in the first 15, but they have a 7-3 lead. And we'll bring you the second quarter right after this on FloCollege. After one quarter, let's see how the stat sheet looks. Sacred Heart not able to run the ball on Villanova. Now remember, in college, sacks count against rushing yards, and a big one for Villanova on 3rd down before brings Sacred Heart to negative, but they ran for 424 yards against Merrimack, not doing so here in the start against Villanova.
Yeah, and you see the 90 yards rushing, 80 of them on one play by Jabril Mace. It's really just the difference in this game.
And Sacred Heart getting 3 early points after Villanova fumbled the ball on its second play from scrimmage. It was Mace that fumbled it. Mace atoned and then some with the 80-yard touchdown run. He's in the backfield with Pat McQuaid and company. Hand off to Mace, looking for room right side. And he'll pick up about 4.5 yards there. Eventually, he was taken down by the linebacker Mike Diedelbaum.
So a nice pickup on 1st down here. Villanova would love to put a drive together. Not that they don't mind scoring in one play and 80 yards, but they'd like to see build some consistency here. You know, converting the passing game as well after picking up 4 on first down, bring up 2nd and 6.
Nice long drive, worked that time of possession, had it for over 38 minutes against Stony Brook last week. McQuaid with time, uncorks one. He wants Colella, but a little too far for his leading target on the season. It'll be 3rd and 6, Wildcats.
And McQuaid just a little bit out in front. He usually airs that ball out so well to give his receiver an opportunity to run under. He just led Colella by about a step and a half too much, I should say. Now it brings up a big 3rd down here. So the Wildcats take their shot on 2nd and 6. That brings up 3rd down and 6 here with Colella will be out this play after running that long pattern. So your kind of your security blanket will be off the field.
Sophomore corner George Inge had the coverage there. 3rd and 6, Villanova. They bring 4. McQuaid try another deep ball. They think they have this one, and they do. It's Chris Colby. Colby inside the 20. The Wildcats in business.
Yeah, Sam, you don't see that often. You don't see deep back-to-back deep shots like that. They ran a post with Colella previously, and Colby just runs a straight go route and a really beautifully thrown ball by McQuaid. A good job by Colby to go up with 2 hands, high point this football, and bring it in for a huge gain.
And Villanova will work it inside the 20 of the Sacred Heart Pioneers. 11th catch of the year for Colby.
There's some movement along the front there. I guess not contact was made. Villanova was looking for the encroachment, didn't get it.
Handed off to Mace, looking for daylight. He's found it, and he goes for the plane.
Touchdown.
He's in. Jabril Mace, 2nd time today. It's a house call.
So he's got one from 80, now throw one in from 18 for his 2nd touchdown of the day. The officials saw it. He got that. He actually knocked the pylon with the football, which is breaking the plane, for a huge touchdown for Jabril Mace after the long play to Colby.
So a 57-yard completion to Chris Colby.
You get a chance to see it here.
Bookend it right here with this Mace touchdown run.
Good job there by securing the edge by Azura Tutu. Yeah, he stays in and gets the ball to the pylon. It's a good call by the officials.
So a 19-yard touchdown run by Jabril Mace. And Barnum on for the PAT. Try and make it 14-3.
So that gives...
Too shabby. Villanova extends the lead to 11. Wildcats starting off the 2nd quarter with a bang.
Yeah, C74 Azura Tutu just seals the edge. That's a beautiful block by Temi Azura Tutu. And then Mace, we talked about the speed. He does the rest.
So Villanova's 4th drive. Didn't take them all that long. 4 plays, 80 yards. Colby, 57 yards. Mace, 19 more there. And that's that.
Well, credit Chris Bowden there. As I mentioned, you just don't see people taking 2 deep shots in a row like that. And he tried the one to Colella, incomplete, and they go back to Colby, who's more of an intermediate route runner. You don't see him run a lot of go patterns like that. So he got the defense sucked up. He ran by him and then made a good job. Make sure you secure the football. Got it down inside the 20 to the 19, and then Mace did the rest.
Villanova going for its 22nd consecutive home win. That streak dates back to 2022. Win over UAlbany that day started it off. And Barnum boots it away. That'll reach the end zone and go for a touchback. Yeah. So out to the 25 goes Sacred Heart.
You've seen the touchbacks going in this direction as the winds died down a little bit, but it's certainly probably 5 to 10 miles an hour in that.
With the Pioneers. See what they dial up here. They've got the versatile young quarterback, Poochie Snyder, out of Canton, Ohio. Just rave reviews about him, what he did in high school and in college this year. 1st and 10. They go to Summers, speeds his way across the 30, and he'll get 6.
He showed his speed there as he hit that hole quickly to pick up 5 on first downers, make it 6.
I just don't know when he started that run. It just felt like he was just going from the snap.
And they're going to go a little hurry up here, see if they can catch this Villanova defense without substituting.
Yeah, -3 yards rushing in the first quarter, and they'll go back again.
Another tackle for loss. Looks like Obina Wobodo thinks he got it. He comes out of the pile banging his helmet I'll trust him and say he made the play.
Yeah, it looked like he did. Oh, he made the play all right.
Sure
Look
did.
at that.
Beat a double team on top of it. So another third down here for the Pioneers.
Wobodeau, 6th-year player at Villanova. 41st career game. Preseason All-CAA pick. He's having a nice finish to the season. 3rd and 5, Sacred Heart. They want to get the offense moving here. Snyder, quick pass short of the sticks. Palmieri adjusts, but he's gang tackled. Hawkins gets there at the end to help out.
And a good job by Ola Remy at the bottom of that pile as well. As you got to run people to the football, and they did a good job there. Looked like he was going to break the initial tackle, but his teammates came to help him. Watch it out here to the right, top of your screen. Who was that? Looks like Bursey missed him. Dawood's in there, and then it's Ola Remy and Hawkins to clean him up.
So when you got more than, or not quite more than, almost half of your defense in on the same play, pretty good pursuit.
The coaches talk about running to the football. Let's see if Reed can get his hands on a punt here.
Another punt from Spatoni. High archer.
It's a good high one.
Fair catch by Reed.
Yeah, probably a good decision by Reed. Good punt there by Saboti. You got that one up in the air.
Yeah, so Sacred Heart both capped off by the stellar redshirt sophomore Jabril Mace.
And I know, Sam, we're going to be looking at some out-of-town scores a little bit later on. It's still early, but just some of the games that have a little bit of an impact. Yale playing for the automatic bid leads Harvard 31-14. That's an undefeated Harvard team at halftime. So that's an interesting. Lehigh Lafayette locally, both 14 all with 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. Lehigh also undefeated on the year, but the winner of that game gets the automatic bid. So 2 games to decide the automatic bids for the FCF playoffs.
Handoff on first down. Ragland looking for some room. And he's upended, but he does gain 5 yards.
They might even give him 6 and a good finish to a run. Good job by Isaiah Ragland there. Now it brings up second down and about 4.
Lighton got in on the tackle. And to finish up your last point there, Steve, Ivy League, you look at that. If Yale wins that game, that's a bid stolen because Harvard's going to get in regardless. Yeah. Same with the Patriot League if Lafayette wins. So interesting results thus far today. McQuaid pulls it back in, hit as he throws, but he gets it off. Kopecky across midfield. No, it's Colby again.
Yeah, Colby
active start for Chris Colby.
Yeah, good job by Chris Colby. He's been replacing the starting lineup by Braden Reed. I don't think he likes that very much. He's come up with 2 big catches today.
It's already having his biggest game of the season, 57-yarder, and there's more to tack on.
And credit Pat McQuaid standing in the pocket, had some pressure right in front of him, and still delivering a good ball to Colby, who secured the football.
17 yards gets Villanova across midfield. Ragland stays in as the back. Pass to Colella was right into traffic. He catches it for a loss of 1.
That was a little bit more upfield than it wanted to be, and Colella led right into traffic, as Sam said. Probably would have been better off dropping that, but that's easier said than done when the ball's coming right at you.
And back him up 1 for 2nd and 11 at the Pioneer 49. So Villanova looking for a 3rd consecutive FCS playoff appearance. And where they're situated there certainly could be dictated by the outcome of this game. Colby in motion. Go to Colby. His 3rd touch of the half. And Colby making good on this extra work.
Yeah, and can credit Lucas Kopecky with a good block down there to make it 3rd and manageable now, about 3rd and 3. Well-designed play there. As they sent Colby in motion, they throw to him, and then they have the wide receiver Kopecky out in front blocking for him. Make the first guy miss, you can pick up about 7 or 8.
8 yards to the 41. That's the 3rd catch for Colby. That's a single game best for the sophomore from Massachusetts. 3rd and 3 for Villanova. And to Ragland does a stutter step, in some trouble and dragged down.
Yeah, so let's see now, Coach Mark Fry might have to punt this now that you lost a couple yards.
Kamari Latney having a heck of a day for Sacred Heart. He gets the TFL. Forced the fumble on that opening drive that Villanova had, and now he's got the tackle for loss.
Yeah, now it might be punt situation. Now he's going to keep the offense out there. I thought when after the negative play they might go for the punt. This could also be maybe try to draw him off sides and then punt the football. It's just a no man's land. You know, if you punt it and it goes in the end zone, you're only picking up 23 yards. So you're going to either trust your offense, and if they don't convert, you trust your defense.
Villanova 57% on fourth down this year. McQuaid airs it out, and that will not do the trick. Turnover on downs, Wildcats.
Yeah, just Colella and McQuaid not on the same page there. And there was some pressure in McQuaid's face as well. So a big stop for the Sacred Heart defense.
And the defensive tackle, Jared Hirschfield, team leader in sacks. He got the hit on McQuaid and certainly altered the timing. And Sacred Heart will look to get the offense going. It has not happened in this first half for the visitors.
Now the 3 points came on a short field after a Jabril Mace fumble inside their Villanova's own 30-yard line. But they're very capable. Put up 42 points last week.
They average over 30 points a game. They can score the ball. On 1st and 10, Snyder, wobbly pass. And that'll get him to the 46. Short gain.
They give him about 2 on, maybe 3 on first down. Once again, a good job by Essium to wrap up.
Dean Hange's first grab. One of many guys that Mark Ferrante mentioned this on your coach's show with him this week, Steve. A lot of guys on Sacred Heart from this area and then other areas that Villanova recruits as well. Hange from Downingtown.
And probably a lot of kids that would have loved to have the opportunity in Villanova. Villanova maybe didn't have a need at that position at that time.
But 2nd and 7 here. Snyder. Oh, that's a big hit by Essium. You talked about him. He's having a nice start.
He's been busy today. He drives through the receiver and knocks that ball out to get the incompletion.
Newton Essium, take another look at his work defensively here. He absolutely.
Yeah, before he can secure the football, Essium's on him to knock it out of his hands.
And he absolutely rocked Hange there. So 3rd and 7 for Sacred Heart.
Let's see if Ross Pennypacker dials up some blitz or he just sticks with his 3-man rush.
And somebody's going to get called for an infraction here. Looks like it's clearly Sacred Heart.
Yeah, I would think. It's been 3 Villanova guys moved, so normally that you would think that somebody flinched, but contact was made by Villanova. Let's see what the call is. It would still be 3rd down regardless of the penalty. But when 3 guys jump, you think maybe there's somebody moved.
Yeah, Dean Hange and Zamir Dawood, they were ready to go. They were running the play. Everyone else wasn't running it, so we'll see as the officials congregate.
False start. Offense, number 10. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
So they indeed got it on the receiver, Hange.
Let's see. Yeah, you see the Villanova lineman. There's the clap, and about 4 guys move. Now, the clap is not a start of play, but that's what got the attention of the Villanova defensive line.
Yeah, their center captain, Evan Scribner, hitting the floor. 3rd and 12, Sacred Heart. That changes the play here, certainly. Line to gain the Villanova 47. Snyder going deep. And nice adjustment for a catch. Sacred Heart with a 1st down play, and they get Hange involved a lot, but this time they go to Peyton Rhodes.
I want to take another look at this, make sure it didn't hit the turf. Hange's pretty confident, but they're getting right up over the ball. They might want to take a look at this.
And Peyton Rhodes with the grab, and that'll put Rhodes over 1,000 career yards.
Yeah,
Congratulations to him.
I'm not 100% sure that ball didn't hit the turf, but now it doesn't matter as they get the play off.
Summers forced out. He scampers to pick up something. Looked like that was shut down, but he'll get about 4 yards.
So a huge 3rd down conversion. Let's see if you can see if this ball hits the turf or not. That's a good catch. Got his hands underneath it. Controlled it all the way to the ground.
Rhodes 3 catches today. He had 6 for 72 yards against Montana a few weeks back. 2nd and 5. They go outside, get a little closer to the sticks. Tegan Brown on the catch.
Now it's 2-down territory here, I would think. Field goals probably aren't going to win this game for Sacred Heart today. They're going to need to put the ball in the end zone. On 3rd and 1.
They bring 6'7" tight end Jimmy Casey out onto the field. Another local guy from Quakertown.
Yeah, you could dial something up and say, hey, I'm going to go for it on 4th, so maybe I suck him up and throw something over the top on 3rd down, knowing I'm going for it on 4th. And that's what they're going to do.
Roll Snyder out. Poochie Snyder making moves. He's got a first down.
Put him down at the 14. Design quarterback run. Had Summers in the flat if he needed him. If no one comes up, you run and pick it up.
So inside the red zone. Both teams 1 for 1 today. Sacred Heart had to settle for a field goal, though. 1st and 10 from the pistol. Summers. He's rolled over.
Yeah, Hartzell there.
And Kimmel. Not a lot of room for Mitchell Summers, the talented freshman back. So that's his 10th carry for just 16 yards. He averages 5.6 per carry and nearly 95 yards a game. Not having his way in the first half. Inside of 5 minutes till halftime here. Regular season finale at Villanova. Chuck Webb optioned out of the backfield to go 5 wide. Snyder. And gets rid of it. Incomplete.
That's going to see if he was out of bounds or is that going to be an incomplete pass?
And Shane Hartzell breathing down his neck.
Yeah, like he got rid of it before he went out of bounds.
From up here, it looked like it. We'll see right here.
You're getting outside this. Yep, certainly the right call.
Obino Wobodo is having a heck of a first half at defensive tackle. It's been all over that Sacred Heart O-line.
Yeah, so now a big down here for Villanova. You don't want to give them 14-10 is a whole different game than 14-6.
Snyder.
There's Hartzell again after him.
Going back of the end zone. Incomplete. It was dropped.
Yeah, I think Daoud might have got a hand. So Olaremi, I think, might have got a hand on it.
Brown was the intended target. It looked like it found its way to his shoulder. May have been tipped before.
Yeah, let's see. Looked like he had his hands around it, and then Olaremi got his hand in there. We're going to take a look. Let's see if you'll see Olaremi going to come into your picture late here. I think that might have hit him in the face mask. Just went through his hands.
Would have been Brown's first touchdown grab of the year, but instead a field goal try.
So a huge stop for the Villanova defense after they give up a long 3rd down conversion, but they're able to buckle in and get a stop, and they'll take over 1st and
Villanova blocks a Sacred Heart 31-yard field goal attempt. We'll take a look at it right here.
They're right up the middle. That's Capri Martin, number 0 here, with his left hand up in the air and just gets enough on it to take the trajectory off it. Good job by Martin. Looking right in the middle of the line there. Gets that left hand up. Gets enough of it to knock it short. Now the Wildcats with a chance here to add a score before the half.
Started at their own 20 after the block. McQuaid pumps. Backside pressure, and down he goes. Pat McQuaid sacked as Pete Cheney is in there on the stop.
He said such good pocket presence. Didn't realize the guys behind him. Otherwise, just throw that one away and go to 2nd and 10. Now it's going to be 2nd and 19.
Cheney able to get around Fay there and sack the lefty quarterback.
So now here you try to just get a chunk back here and make it 3rd and manageable if you can. Try to get yourself, 8, 10, 12 yards here.
Goes screen to Ragland. Isaiah Ragland gets past the first level, and that works out quite nicely.
Yeah, so now you got 3rd and 5. So you got the playbook back at your disposal. A nice job there by Quinn Whalen out in front as well.
14-yard screen pass.
See him here, 63 out in front. Gets his man down. Now a big conversion here because you don't want to give the ball back to Sacred Heart here in this first half, as they'll get the ball to start the second half as well. Always talk about that kind of back-to-back possessions. So you'd love to convert here.
3rd and 5 Wildcats. And a lot of room for Colella. He's looking to make more out of it. Yeah.
Once you get that first down, it's just all about ball security. That keeps the clock running, which is huge because unless Sacred Heart chooses to use their timeouts here on defense, Wildcats can now run another minute off this clock, limit the possession for Sacred Heart.
Colella now a 2,000-yard receiver in his career between his time at Princeton and this year at Villanova, where he's been one of the top receivers in the CAA. 1st and 10, McQuaid. And nice basket catch along the boundary.
I think that's Brandon Binkowski with his first catch of the day.
Yeah, that's his first since September 27th against William and Mary. Brandon Binkowski, remember, he had that crazy touchdown grab the last play of the game at Penn State, week 2.
You're going to have your 2-minute timeout here.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
Yes, it is.
Let's see, I'm starting to find some things in the passing game. They got the in cut to Colella, just a straight out there to Binkowski for back-to-back first downs.
We'll be back right after this.
When local kids go pro in Philly, it's a reflection of us all. Youth coaches, family, and the hometown health insurer who covers them. Independence Blue Cross has had Quinn and Kevin Sullivan's back since day one because we take care of our own here.
At Mainline Health, we make sure that heart care is heartfelt. From murmurs to heart valve disease, we listen, we treat, we innovate. It's where your health is held alongside your humanity, where cutting-edge clinical trials meet compassion, with expertise ranging from preventive to pioneering. Because human care listens to your heartbeat and who it beats for. So if the rhythm of life changes, turn to the place where world class isn't just nearby. It's where human care has a home.
Right here is where you make things. But the most important things you make here are memories. At Freedom, we understand what every part of your home means to you. That's why we take such a personal approach to helping veterans. So while there are lots of workshops, this one's different because it's a workshop in the garage of a home that's all yours. The home that Freedom helped you get.
When local kids go pro in Philly, it's a reflection of us all. Youth coaches, family, and the hometown health insurer who covers them. Independence Blue Cross has had Quinn and Kevin Sullivan's back since day one because we take care of our own here.
Villanova spreading the wealth in the passing game. Brandon Binkowski just makes a grab for a Villanova first down. And Steve, you were talking about a little bit how they're getting him involved. What are you seeing from this offense, especially of late in this first half?
I just like the balance. You know, they obviously hit a couple of home runs with Mace, but they've been able to run the ball effectively. Now they're starting to get that intermediate passing game going. They hit a couple of long ones. Obviously the long one to Colby before. Now Binkowski's involved. They haven't gotten Kopecky involved, who's caught a ball in every game he's played, so hopefully he'll get his hands on one shortly as well. And even in Reed, who had a big touchdown last week, I don't believe has caught a ball either. So Binkowski stepped up. Colby stepped up today. And now you got 2 minutes here. I think the goal here is to come away with points and not give the ball back to Sacred Heart unless they want to use all their timeouts.
Yeah, Villanova 120 yards in the passing game today, and 113 of that maybe you can call it unusual suspects. Colby hasn't not an everyday pass catcher, set already a career high at 3 grabs today. Ragland with the 14-yard screen pass. And
Sam, I hate to interrupt you, but they're just marching the ball back to the 25-yard line. I don't know what's going on here.
So the previous play is under review, so maybe they're saying that was not a catch. And that's what it looks like the result's going to be, and that'll probably be relayed to us momentarily. Unless they're reviewing it for something else, but I would think that's probably what it is.
They had the ball at the 20. At the 20 to start. They had to get to the 30. Should be at about the 25 or 6-yard line, right? After the blocked field goal.
Yeah, they ruled an incomplete pass, and now they're going to move it to the proper spot. Here's another look at the last play. So wipe off. Yeah. I guess you can't use the ground to catch it, so I guess maybe that's what they're saying because the ball was...
Yeah, well, they've already moved it back, so I don't know what the...
After review, it is an incomplete pass. It'll be 2nd and 10 at the 32-yard line.
I get a kick out of the ball's already been moved back. Everyone's lined up on the field, and then the referee tells us it's an incomplete pass. They should do that first and then kind of go that route. But now it's a big third. Is it 3rd down? No, they had the 1st down on the Kopecky pass, so it's 2nd and 10. Excuse me, on the Colella pass. So 2nd and 10. But takes away a big gain.
And so here we sit with 2 minutes, still halftime. 14 unanswered points for Villanova. Sacred Heart will get the ball to start the second half. McQuaid. Dish it out to Colella. And that'll make it a first down for the Villanova Wildcats.
Yeah, he's found a nice window there and a beautiful throw by McQuaid into Colella. Wildcats still have plenty of time here. 3 timeouts. There's no real need to rush as they get up over the ball after that first down. So about where it was before.
14-yard completion. They go quickly. Little back shoulder toss. That'll do. Binkowski hauled that one in.
That's going to be another first down, and this time he catches it. I don't think there's any doubt he was able to get that one.
So Brandon Binkowski, redshirt freshman. That will go down as his first catch of the game.
Still, once again, I'm not in any sense of urgency here. 1:30 to go. Still 3 timeouts for both teams.
Another strike off the hands of Binkowski. A little too hot to handle.
Yeah, never got his body turned around. Maybe a little bit too much mustard on it by McQuaid, but that's what you want to do. Get it out there, and just Binkowski didn't quite get his body turned around enough. That's a little bit up and on him quickly. Would have been a great catch if he was able to pull it in.
So 2nd and 10, and now Villanova slows it up with the clock stopped at 1:25.
They're probably another first down away from a field goal attempt, so they need another probably 12 to 15 yards.
Quaid. He'll go long. Colella the target. Will there be a flag? Does not look like it. Incomplete.
Yeah, I like the no call there, to be quite honest with you. I thought Colella was actually trying to draw one there. There's a lot of hand fighting, but I agree with the no call there. But now it's 3rd down here with 1:19 to go. That's why I wasn't in any hurry. The last thing I wanted to do was give the ball back to Sacred Heart.
There's a look at the last pass.
Yeah. See, a lot of hand fighting there. A little bit more grabbing than I thought, but looked like both guys were kind of tussling there.
Doesn't that cloud look like a giraffe?
Had the assignment held up. 3rd and 10, Villanova.
Let's see if the O-line can hold up here and give McQuaid some time.
And they'll shut this down before it gets going.
I think Mark Ferrani might have taken a timeout. He does.
Prior to the snap, timeout. Villanova, their first of the half.
So that'll give the
30
Wildcats
seconds in length. Clock operator, please set the game clock to 1 minute, 19 seconds. 1:19 on the game clock. Thank you.
So they got the clock right, and Villanova on a 3rd and long here, trying to extend the drive. And again, Sacred Heart gets the ball to start the second half. You'd love to bring this over a 2-touchdown threshold.
Yeah, if you could at least, you're first down away at least from a field goal attempt. So you need, I guess you could, if you could go for it here, if you pick up 7 or 8, you could certainly go for it on 4th down. Three timeouts and probably a minute or so to go. Yeah, this is a big, you'd love to come away with points if you're Villanova.
Tight end Johnson at the top of your screen. Villanova.
It's got to be a call.
Yeah, Villanova was claiming Sacred Heart.
They came off sides and 2 guys moved. That's got to be a call.
And now finally they blow it dead.
Yeah. 2 guys jumped into the neutral zone. 2 linemen from Villanova moved.
Offside. Defense, number 58. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
And now it's 3rd and 5. You see 2 guys and then the 2 linemen moving out of their positions. That has to be a call. The referee never looked at Stefan Voltaire, 75, saying, I need a flag.
Yeah, that left side of the line, bunch of vets in Voltaire and Ajuro Tutu, and they're saying, hey, that right there. He moved. They get their wish.
So now if you want, if you're thinking 2-down territory, you could run the football here and, bring up 4th and a couple. Let's see what they decide to do here. That would run the clock as well, or force Sacred Heart to use a timeout.
Go check down to Ragland. Did he catch it? Yes, he did. 1st down.
So that'll stop the clock to move the chains. Will Villanova still with 2 timeouts, so a big 3rd down conversion. Nice job by Isaiah Ragland, just circling out of the backfield, getting to the sticks, showing his numbers to McQuaid. McQuaid hitting him with a strike.
Second grab for Ragland this half. McQuaid back to work. Nearly intercepted. Wanted Colella, but the pass broken up.
So 2nd and 10. We haven't seen anything over the middle of Antonio Johnson, who was last week's hero. A lot of stuff out wide here against these corners.
Amir Burdine making a few big plays guarding Colella here of late.
Yeah. It could be. That's the old set him up for the double move.
Yeah, there he is. Another guy playing close to home, hails from Reading.
I wouldn't mind running the football here just to pick up maybe 5 and try to get myself in field goal range just in case.
McQuaid. And he found his man. It's Colby again to the 15, a Villanova 1st down.
So that gets him into the red zone, stops the clock to move to sticks at the 15. 54 seconds left, 2 timeouts. So Villanova's going to take a timeout here. So that'll be 1 timeout left, 51 on the clock.
Villanova, their 2nd of the half, 30 seconds in length. Clock operator, please set the game clock to 54 seconds. 5-4 on the game clock. Thank you.
They'll add 3 seconds back to the game clock. Now you got a lot going on here, Sam. 54 seconds. You're 1st and 10 from the 15. Obviously, you can get a 1st down inside the 5. You can run the football with that 1 timeout left, but they've had some success in the passing, and the O-line's done a good job giving McQuaid protection.
Yeah, they've certainly held up. Sacred Heart, team that has gotten in the backfield a fair amount, but Villanova's O-line has won that battle, and conversely, Villanova's D-line has really been strong in this first half, causing havoc.
Yeah, they talk about football's won in the trenches, and Villanova's had the advantage here in the first half. Villanova's got objective here. You have to come away with points now. 1st and 10 at the 15. The minimum you come away with is 3. Mace back into the game.
Jabril Mace, he scored both of Villanova's touchdowns from 80 and 19 yards respectively. Here it's 1st and 10 at the 15. Look at end zone. And that ball is out, incomplete. And Villanova crowd was celebrating. They thought Kopecky had it, but he could not reel it in.
But with a guy with his kind of hands, that's one he'll want back. He had an easy touchdown. It went right through his hands. He had one get through his hands at Towson as well, but this is they don't come any easier than that, and Lucas will be the first one to tell you. So a big miss there. Let's see if Villanova can rebound from that.
2nd and 10. 1 timeout remaining. 11-point lead. Quaid pumps trouble. He'll get out of it. And he throws it to the other team. Interception. We mentioned Burdine.
There's a flag down, Sam. I think McQuaid knew he had a free play. At least he's acting that way.
And Villanova offense not getting off the field.
I'm going to say it's on offense. Not sure why the offense is still out there. And speaking of which, the defense is not coming off the field either for Sacred Heart. I'm a little confused here because the referee did signal.
Offense, number 4, 10-yard penalty, second down.
Did he not intercept that ball?
It looked like he did.
How did we all miss it?
Let's
take a look.
Let's see.
Because Sacred Heart's defense does not come off the field.
Yeah, we thought that was a pick, and it looked that way.
Nope. That's what happens when you drop it through your hands. But Pat McQuaid got lucky there. Now you're making this a long field goal.
Okay.
So now it's 2nd and 20. You got to try to get something back here.
See if he can do that. Tries to.
That's going to be interference. It's going to be almost a great catch.
Near acrobatics from Luke Colella, but he'll take the penalty flags just fine.
That was contact.
Yes.
Pass interference. Defense, number 24. 15-yard penalty. First down.
So that'll be an automatic first down. So 36 seconds to go. 1 timeout left. You'll see it here. This time he's got 2 arms. And what it is, too, the ball, look at, he's got him wrapped. Colella almost made a great catch there, so he got a hand on it. And plus the ball is in a spot where Colella can catch it. I think the other one, the officials kind of said, it's not going to be a catch either way, and they let it go. That's the right call there. So that'll get it to 1st and goal here.
Yeah, that one threw him down, no doubt about it. So Villanova gets out.
That should be an automatic first down. They're showing 3rd and 5 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they're going to flip it here. Yeah. So it's 1st and goal from the 10.
So 36 seconds left.
Mace is the back. Pass play. End zone. And they go for him again. Kopecky could not snare it. That was a tougher grab.
Yeah.
But he could not make the catch.
Good job by Mace on the blitz pickup. It looks like one of the Pioneers is down. I think that was Mace.
Timeout for an injured defensive player.
I think that's Lighton, 16.
Yeah, there he is. Theus Lighton, sophomore out of Linden, New Jersey. Gets to his feet. Yeah, they brought pressure there, and you mentioned Jabril Mace. Not only is he fast, he was able to block there and hold up.
Now 2nd and 10 here, 31 seconds to go. Wildcats 2nd and goal, actually, as the ball is touching the 10-yard line. So they get kind of a benefit of a free timeout here in terms of discussing the play they want to run. Big difference in here. Obviously 17-3, it's a 2-score game. 21-3 makes it a 3-score game. If the Wildcats convert. Now they've had one go through Kopecky's hands and another one that was just would have been a really fine catch if he was able to come down with it. Binkowski in motion.
There he is at the top of your screen. They open up that side, and for a 3rd time today, Jabril Mace is into the end zone. Touchdown, Villanova.
Beautiful play design. Mace is going to come out of the backfield, want a real route right to the pylon, and they bring the 2 receivers that are out wide. They run crossers into the middle of the field. They open it up for Mace, and he catches 3rd touchdown of the game. Really good play design. Good call by Chris Bowden there, and a big turn of events here with 27 seconds to go here in the half.
That's Jabril Mace's 2nd career touchdown reception. His 3rd touchdown overall of the day. And he's up to 12 total touchdowns on the year. What an end of the season Jabril Mace is having.
And a huge drive in this game.
That was the kind of drive Villanova had been looking for. They now get it, and they lead 21-3, 27 seconds away from halftime.
Sam, you can't do it much better. I guess you could score 26 seconds later maybe to just leave them no time, but to be able to put together a drive and only leave 27 seconds on the clock. And there you see Mace. Good job in the rear. Just the linebacker's just not going to be able to get out there on him with his speed. And a well-designed play and well-executed and a good throw by McQuaid. Credit the offensive line on that drive. I thought McQuaid had a lot of time But think about the near interception that McQuaid almost threw that went through the hands of the defensive back. We talk about those kind of plays make the difference in the game. We talked about where Inge almost had a scoop and score and couldn't come up with it. Well, there's one that the Sacred Heart defense will look back on and say, we could have stopped that drive right there, didn't make the play.
Yeah, well, we thought up here McQuaid had an interception. Obviously, that was not the case once we saw the replay. So with that, and then the touchdown now happening, that's 18 passing touchdowns to 1 interception for Pat McQuaid, the Villanova quarterback.
And just in full disclosure, that one interception came off the shoulder pads of Colella, hit him right in the pads, bounced up into a defensive back.
Barnum, his kickoff. He's fielded across the 5. Hangey looking to make some magic happen, but he's rolled over. And Sacred Heart with 22 seconds left in the half. They've got 3 timeouts, so if they want to take a gamble here, try and fight their way to field goal position, they can do it, but they might not decide to go that route.
I'm thinking it's probably take a knee here at this situation. 22 seconds on your own 29-yard line, but they're going to try.
Villanova fumbled on its second play from scrimmage. Sacred Heart got a field goal out of that. 4 drives, they've come up empty. 3 punts and a missed field goal that was blocked on the last drive. Handoff here to Eberhardt. Swerves ahead for about 6.
It looks like they'll regroup from there. I don't see anyone signaling for a timeout. Clock now at 10. They're going to probably let that be the half.
So Sacred Heart got off to a hot start, but Villanova scored 21 unanswered points, and they've got a commanding lead halfway home here on Senior Day. The Wildcats go to the locker room up 21-3, looking to make it 8 consecutive wins. We'll come back and break it down after this.
In moments of vulnerability, it's only human to seek warmth and expertise. Mainline Health is the place where both your health and humanity matter, where ultrasounds come with understanding, where tests are met with tenderness, where EKGs are as important as empathy, the place where you will never be your only advocate, the place for a lifetime of care delivered neighbor to neighbor. Mainline Health, where human care has a home.
Okay, fam. Quick stop in Montgomery County, but we have to be at Grandma's by 5 p.m.
Do we have time to stop at the mall?
K.O.P.
Yes!
Do we have time to hit the slopes?
Skiing at Spring Mountain.
Do we have time for Santa? If we have time for wildlife at the zoo.
Do we have time for food?
I have a list of 1,800 restaurants.
Yum! Do we have time for an overnight?
I feel like we're forgetting something.
When you spend the holidays in Montgomery County, your other plans can wait.
Honey, call them again.
Villanova in the driver's seat at halftime against Sacred Heart. Today's game presented by Independence Blue Cross. The Wildcats here on Senior Day are looking to extend this lead, and they trailed 3-0 after Sacred Heart recovered a fumble on the first drive that Villanova had. They've regrouped nicely. Sam Cooperman back with you in the booth alongside Steve Pannone. And Steve, let's take a look at this first half. Villanova had a nice bounce back, and they got some big plays from Jabril Mace.
Yeah, certainly didn't start the way you wanted. The second play of the game, Jabril Mace fumbles. They give him short field. Your defense comes to make a stop. And then when it's not going well, you get another 3 and out. You hand it off to Jabril Mace. He goes 80 yards, and kind of everything's all right in the world again. And he's been great. 3 touchdowns here in the first half. And from that 3-0 deficit, Villanova puts up 21 unanswered to take a 21-3 lead here at the half.
Yeah, let's take a look at our first half highlights. Villanova was able to really get things moving in the later stages of the half, and here it is, Senior Day. Always a nice feeling. 20 Wildcat seniors, 4th-year players.
Yeah, and you obviously want to send them off in the right way, and so far at halftime they've done it. Here's the second play of the game. Jabril Mason, you see the safety come right there, puts a pop right on the football, and a quick turnover for Sacred Heart. But the Villanova defense, up for the challenge, holds them to a field goal attempt that gets knocked through for a 3-0 Pioneer lead.
Yeah, that's the big thing. This defense, they responded well there. And from there, it's been pressure, pressure, pressure. This was nearly a turnover.
Yeah,
Villanova just couldn't cash in.
Yeah, we thought if Turner Inge could pick that up, maybe he goes all the way. Probably should just have dove on it and got possession. But then Shane Hartzell with a couple more tackles for loss. Here's Jason Hall wrapping him up as well. So good swarming to the football by Villanova. And this is the big home run hit by Mace. 80-yard run here.
What I love about that is that was his second carry of the game. So his first carry, he loses the fumble. Second carry, he bounces back.
Yeah, and you know he's just that talented player. We talked about that's his second run of over 80 yards this year. 6 rushes for over 50, let alone what he's done in the return game. And here's Shane Hartzell again, who's been all over the place defensively. The reigning CAA Defensive Player of the Week. Looks like he might want to win that one 2 weeks in a row.
He's making a case for it, and
that's the 19-yard run by Mace as he extends it over the pylon.
Yeah, this is a block field goal by Capri Martin that kept Sacred Heart stuck at 3 points.
And there you see Pat McQuaid, who's been such a great teammate since his addition here, out there celebrating his defense, and then Mace on the wheel route for his third score of the half.
Jabril Mace with now 7 touchdowns when you look at the Towson game where he broke Brian Westbrook's single game record with 291 yards, and 3 touchdowns today.
Yeah, we talked about it in the pregame. Villanova wanted to make Sacred Heart one-dimensional. Only 18-yard rushing. As Sam mentioned, some of those sacks come off those rushing toes, but they've done a really good job in the run game, and the numbers look it. And they've only given up to 6 first downs. And I think what it's been now you've made them one-dimensional by the score. Sacred Heart's going to have to come out of their comfort zone, throw the ball a little bit more to try to get back in this game. They will get the ball to start the half. They're going to need to put a drive together here to start this third quarter.
They like to run it a lot more than they throw it, but that option doesn't seem to be presenting itself halfway home. Let's step aside and we will come back to Villanova Stadium. Half number 2 is on tap here on FloCollege.
Thanks for getting these sub bowls.
Of course, no problem, big bro. Let's eat.
Danny DeVito? What did you do with our uncle?
Well, that doesn't matter. This is a commercial for Jersey Mike's. What matters most are these sub bowls.
Wait, has Danny DeVito been my brother my whole life?
I guess so. Don't tell Mom. Your favorite sub, hot or cold in a bowl. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
In moments of vulnerability, it's only human to seek warmth and expertise. Mainline Health is the place where both your health and humanity matter, where ultrasounds come with understanding, where tests are met with tenderness, where EKGs are as important as empathy, the place where you will never be your only advocate, the place for a lifetime of care delivered neighbor to neighbor. Mainline Health, where human care has a home.
When local kids go pro in Philly, it's a reflection of us all. Youth coaches, family, and the hometown health insurer who covers them. Independence Blue Cross has had Quinn and Kevin Sullivan's back since day one, because we take care of our own here.
Right here is where you make things. But the most important things you make here are memories. At Freedom, we understand what every part of your home means to you. That's why we take such a personal approach to helping veterans. So while there are lots of workshops, this one's different because it's a workshop in the garage of a home that's all yours. The home that Freedom helped you get.
From a simple fall to game-changing moments. When life gets heavy and you are pushed to your limits, Rothman Orthopedics is here so you can enjoy what matters most. With expert doctors, cutting-edge technology, and personalized care for every patient, we help you find your rhythm again. Your mobility, our mission. Rothman Orthopedics.
When local kids go pro in Philly, it's a reflection of us all. Youth coaches, family, and the hometown health insurer who covers them. Independence Blue Cross has had Quinn and Kevin Sullivan's back since day one, because we take care of our own here.
Mainline Health, we make sure that heart care is heartfelt. From murmurs to heart valve disease, we listen, we treat, we innovate. It's where your health is held alongside your humanity, where cutting-edge clinical trials meet compassion, with expertise ranging from preventive to pioneering. Because human care listens to your heartbeat and who it beats for. So if the rhythm of life changes, turn to the place where world-class isn't just nearby. It's where human care has a home.
Right here is where you make things. But the most important things you make here are memories. At Freedom, we understand what every part of your home means to you. That's why we take such a personal approach to helping veterans. So while there are lots of workshops, this one's different because it's a workshop in the garage of a home that's all yours. The home that Freedom helped you get.
Okay, fam. Quick stop in Montgomery County, but we have to be at Grandma's by 5 p.m.
Do we have time to stop at the mall?
K.O.P.
Yes!
Do we have time to hit the slopes?
Skiing at Spring Mountain.
Do we have time for Santa? If we have time for wildlife at the zoo?
Do we have time for food?
I have a list of 1,800 restaurants.
Yum! Do we have time for an overnight?
I feel like we're forgetting something.
When you spend the holidays in Montgomery County, your other plans can wait.
Honey, call them again.
From a simple fall to game-changing moments. When life gets heavy and you are pushed to your limits, Rothman Orthopedics is here so you can enjoy what matters most. With expert doctors, cutting-edge technology, and personalized care for every patient, we help you find your rhythm again. Your mobility, our mission. Rothman Orthopedics.
Villanova Wildcats leading 21-3 at halftime in their first ever meeting with the Sacred Heart Pioneers. Sam Cooperman back with you here on FloCollege alongside Steve Pannone. Gabe Steiner is always running our show, and our whole team glad that you can join us for the regular season finale here at Villanova Stadium. And Jabril Mace with all 3 of Villanova's touchdowns. Unbelievable. Here's a look at what he's done today, and it all started with this 80-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, just he gets to the edge. We talked about Voltaire securing the edge, and then he just outruns people. That's what he does. That's his talent. He is in tremendous speed, and you can't coach speed, as they say. And this one here, this shows it too. This is a 19-yard run. We're looking to get to the edge. It's just his ability to tightrope the sideline and get the ball over the pylon. And then they run the wheel route, gets his hands on it, and no linebacker is going to be able to get out on him in the flats. That's well-designed play. Good call by Chris Bowden.
And it's so interesting. We talked about what Mace did in the Towson game a few weeks back. I love the report Tessa gave on last week's broadcast where she mentioned that when Avitt went down, David Avitt, the Villanova starting back for much of the year and highly accoladed reigning freshman All-American back, he mentioned to Jabril Mace, he said to him, this is your legacy game. And he had that, and he has taken that and quite literally run with it over these last 3 games, and he has become he went from an explosive weapon for Villanova to just somebody who impacts every capacity of the game.
Yeah, you talk about, he was a special teams guy. He had the 2 kickoff returns. We've seen him run 2 touchdowns, and he caught one. And the only reason we haven't seen him in special teams is because the one kickoff was a touchback. If he gets his hands on the ball there, you might see him do something explosive like he's done twice this year, take him to the house. And even last week's game, people forget, he had that return, got it into Stony Brook territory, but the Wildcats weren't able to do anything in offense with it at the end of regulation.
And he gave them a shot at it with the game tied there in the final minute of the 4th. 53-yard return last week.
It's a big drive here for for Sacred Heart. They need to put something on the board here.
Barnum puts it in the air. Angie looking to run. And it can only get by 1 Wildcat. He's down across the 23.
Yeah, I think that's going to be Brendan Toppin, the defensive back on special teams, making a play.
So the Villanova Wildcat defense, which has been lights out so far, looking to continue that trend against the versatile redshirt freshman Poochie Snyder from Canton, Ohio. 8-2 is the starter. He's Poochie this year, getting the job game 2. And he's taken off.
Going to go empty backfield. Summers out in the flat.
Rhodes in motion. Swing pass. And the tight end, Logan Lyson, he's been a frequent target, but not much yardage, just 2.
Credit to tackling by Daoud. Larson goes at 243. He's probably got him by about almost 50 pounds. And Daoud gets his arms around and pulls him backwards.
So 2nd and long for the Sacred Heart Pioneers. Daoud coming off a game against Stony Brook where he had 4 pass breakups. Some big ones late in that game. Summers in the backfield. Snyder, backside pressure from Martin. Gets the pass off, great adjustment. And a first down by McGuire, but like you said, ball's out. There goes Villanova. There's Inge. He's got this one. And Turner Inge into the end zone. Touchdown Wildcats.
They're going to mark him out at the 1, Sam. He must have stepped out because he ended up in the end zone. Because I said, there's Turner Inge finally getting his scoop and score he thought he had in the first quarter. But they're marking him at the 1, and there's a flag down as well. So this might be coming back for an illegal block. Let's see what the call is. It should still be Villanova football, though, more importantly. We'll just see where they mark it. Is it at the 1?
And Sacred Heart is getting its defense on there, which would indicate it is indeed Villanova
It could be
ball.
offensive pass interference. Let's see what they call here. But a huge turnover. This stands up.
And McGuire had the catch, but then he lost the ball. And Turner Inge.
Can't believe he stepped out at the 1-yard line. Here comes the call.
The ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense during the return. Personal foul. Villanova, number 44. 15-yard penalty. First down.
This is going to bring it back about 50 yards. Let's see if you can see it here after the play. It's called on Richie Kimmel. Let's see what the call is. There's the adjustment. Bostic's going to, excuse me. Yep, that's going to be Essium getting the ball out. Let's see if you see. Yeah, he kind of went after the guy out of bounds. Yep. You could just see it at the end of your screen. Let's see if Inch steps out. It's all for naught, but.
Yeah, he was out. That toe was out. So that was a good call by the official down there.
Kimmel with the hit on the sideline is what they called.
So there's teammates picking him up, and that's the first career fumble recovery for Turner Inch.
Yeah. So a big call, obviously. There's about 46 yards of field.
Yeah, so instead of right on the doorstep.
Position there, instead of having it first and goal at the 1, you're 1st and 10 at the 46. So you just give it to Mace and see what he does for you.
He does quite all right. That's 11.
He gets you 11 or so on first down.
So Villanova gets the ball right back, and how about a flipping of the script? Villanova fumbles the ball on its first drive of the game.
Good point,
They get the kickoff, and here Sacred Heart coughs it up.
Yeah, both on the second play, right? Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Newton Essium, we've talked about him a lot. Stepping into the starting spot with Bostic out.
Yeah, him and Daoud have both played really well at the corners today. Both of those guys got experience last year. And they've done a nice job here as kind of full-time rotation players. Starters and third corners.
Nolan Clayton, the tight end bottom of your screen. It's a handoff to Mace. Nothing there. Twist his way through, and he'll push the pile.
Yeah, he might not be that big in terms of weight. There's going to be a late flag there. They're going to call a late hit on Villanova.
Yeah, something happened at the end of the play.
Yeah, you saw the guy go diving out of there. I think that's going to be Tommy Broderick, 78, it looked like. That's going to be a big call. A couple of personal fouls.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense, number 76, 15-yard penalty, first down.
My mistake, it was McCullers, not Broderick, 76, not 78. Let's see if you can see it here. Top of your screen, right there, 76.
Yep. Can't do that.
No, that's not allowed, especially when the guy's not even looking at you.
Yeah, that's a problem. Yeah, Tegan Brown, wrong side of the ball there.
It's going to be, does that make it 1st and 23 or 2nd and 23? 1st and 23, because they took the penalty.
Yeah, Latney, he was pushed at the end of that play and backs Villanova up behind midfield again.
So the Wildcats really have made a mess of this 1st and goal at the 1. That would have been.
But Jabril Mace keeps trying to get them out of it. We'll get 3 yards there on that plunge.
You got to keep your composure here because the Wildcats had an opportunity to really put a nail in the coffin at 28-3 here to start the third when that 1st and goal situation, but a undisciplined play by Kimmel hitting a guy out of bounds, and now an undisciplined play by by McCullers, has set the Wildcats back here out of field goal range on 2nd and 20.
It's been 2 steps forward, 4.5 steps back here to start the third quarter. McQuaid will go to the sideline, and that's a nice grab. Kopecki's first in the game.
That's the big one because that gets Lucas Kopecki his catch. He's now caught a ball in every game he's played for Villanova the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, I mean, to be a face-off man in lacrosse, you got to have good hands. He's translated that to being a reliable wide receiver for the Wildcats. 4-year lacrosse player on Coach Corrado's team.
Probably, I would think, 2-down territory inside the 35 here. 3rd and 8.
Goes short pass, Mace. Mace breaks through, first down, and he bumps his way across the 25.
Yeah, nice job by McCullers and Whalen. Whalen's done a good job on these screen plays. They're getting out there, getting contact on that first guy, making that first guy miss in terms of just knocking him off and letting Mace read off his block. You see him here, 63 coming out. You see Ajura 274. Good job of just creating some space for Mace to create a first down. So the screen games work today.
Max Mongelli, the free safety on the tackle. Haven't talked about him today. He had a massive game in the win against Merrimack with 4 pass breakups. 2 were on would-be touchdowns. McQuaid has time, looks for Colella. Did he make the catch?
I'm going to say he did.
He looks like it.
Yeah.
What a grab by Luke Colella.
Yeah, when I saw it live, I think, well, that's going to hit the ground. I'm not sure it did or didn't. So Villanova's going to try to get up over the football. If it is, it's first and goal. And let's see here. There's going to be a stoppage. Is this going to be a challenge?
On the field of a catch is under further review.
Okay, so they're going to look at this. Looking at it live, I thought it hit the ground. But it's all the way on the far side of the field. Let's see what they call here, and let's see if we get a better look at it.
What a connection those two have been this year. And let's see.
Ooh.
It's close.
I'm not sure you overturned that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Call on the field was a catch.
Yeah. That hand is underneath it. Now, does the cone of the tip of the ball hit the ground?
Feels like every game Luke Colella is making at least one circus play. You're like, how did he catch that?
Yeah, I would guess, but I always get them wrong. So, I guess as a Villanova, I should say this is an incomplete pass, and then they'll let it stand. I think that hit the ground.
What was tough there is the ball was tipped by the corner Selby, and that's what threw off the trajectory ever so slightly and may have had that tipped and hit the ground.
I thought the tip of the ball might have hit the ground, but hopefully I'm wrong again. I've been good at being wrong. And they're walking backwards. I see people putting second down up. That doesn't help us.
After review, it's an incomplete pass. It'll be second down at the 23-yard line.
Yep, so that's going to be a incomplete pass, which unfortunately I thought is the right call.
Yeah, that nose of the football may have hit the ground before he had secured it, and heck of an effort. It'll go for 2nd and 10 here from the 24-yard line, 23 here. Or sorry, now it's 3rd down for Villanova.
Is it third? What happened on first?
Let's see. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I think they rolled it back to 2nd.
Okay,
I think that's right.
Go. Yeah. So it is 2nd down. Give to Mace. Makes 2 miss on his feet. Finally pounced on inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal, Villanova.
Yep, they're going to move the sticks. He's at the 10, as Sam mentioned, so that's going to be a 1st and goal situation.
3-touchdown game, and Jabril Mace just keeps coming.
And he makes a guy miss, keeps his balance, and gets north and south, and then gets inside the 10. Cats have taken almost 5 minutes off the clock here as well.
Ragland is the tailback. Pitch to him. And back to the line of scrimmage. Won't gain anything.
Yeah, that play was not blocked very well, as there was 3 defenders waiting for him on that pitch. It'll be 2nd and goal for basically no gain.
They give Jabril Mace a chance to catch his breath. It's been almost entirely him on this drive. They continue to go to him, so Ragland gets the call here.
See 3 defenders, nowhere really for Ragland to go.
And again, worth reminding, 2nd straight game with no David Avett. So 2nd and goal here, still Ragland. McQuaid off his back foot. Incomplete.
Looking for Braden Reed there in the corner. He was double covered, no one really available, so now it's going to be 3rd down and goal.
You haven't called Braden Reed's name much today, but he has been really active of late. Had his first career touchdown grab last week. And he's got 14 plays, 20 yards or more between the receive game and the return game. Quaid is looking for Johnson. Nearly an interception for Kamari Latney, and he wished he had that one back.
That's a good job by the Sacred Heart D-backs there as they look for Johnson, kind of running a little out route there in the end zone. Never got to him. A chance here for Barnum to make it a 21-point game. The Wildcats don't get the touchdown. They probably would have had it 1st and goal at the 1. They'd love to come away with 3, and they also were able to take about 6 minutes off the clock.
So Barnum here from 27. Operation clean. And the kick is true. So Barnum extends the lead to 21. Wildcats get 3 and lead. Villanova leads by 21 after a field goal from kicker Jack Barnum. Nationally ranked Wildcats looking to finish the regular season on an 8-game win streak, with their eyes set on the postseason after that. Let's see if they can finish the job here. They've scored 24 unanswered points against the Sacred Heart Pioneers.
And the defense has really stepped up since the second play of the game, where they were given a short field after the Jabril Mace fumble. Held Sacred Heart to a field goal, and they've shut him out the rest of the way.
Barnum kicks it away, doesn't travel all that far. It'll be claimed at the 21. Whiting crashes down at the 31.
Yeah, Julian Glantz down there in coverage. Turner Inge as well.
Yeah, so Inge and Glantz, 2 of the 20 seniors for Villanova, honored pregame. The Glantz on special teams, Inge as well. He had the fumble recovery, did Turner Inge, on Sacred Heart's first drive of the half. Nearly ran it into the end zone, and then the play was called back. And that's when Villanova took 3 points. Sacred Heart offense has really just not been able to get going. Summers smoked. It's Martin.
Yeah, Capri Martin just beat his man off the line of scrimmage. He'll pick up a tackle for loss there, as they've just done a really good job of not letting Summers get going. But he's the kind of guy, he's not real big. He's kind of, he's 5'7". If he gets through the line, he's trouble. But they've beaten him to his first move. They've had a guy in the backfield. Penetration stops those kind of running backs, and they've been able to make him go east and west instead of north and south. Nice job by Martin.
One of the best games of Martin's career. Block kick, and he has that TFL right there. 2nd and long. Snyder. It's that pass out over the middle, and Palmieri with some room across the 40 for a first down.
Yeah, they had 2 crossers coming in. Summers went into the middle of the field, and then you said Palmieri went to the boundary, and they hit him for a big gainer.
29-yard completion for the junior Jason Palmieri.
So there's a mix-up there in the coverage. One of the linebackers probably.
They move quickly, trying to get Summers going. Long way to run, and Oluremi got him.
Good job by Joshua Oluremi. He's coming back from that injury last year. Has really worked his way back into the lineup. Wasn't playing much early, but you can tell he's healthy now, and he's getting a lot more snaps defensively, and a big play there.
Take another look. It's a long way to run, and Oluremi does it. Seen a lot of time at safety today. And both sides claim the other move first.
I don't think Villanova came across. This might be a false start. Usually the false starts or the encroachments are signaled by the line judge.
False start.
Yeah.
Offense, number 20. 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, so they
Second
take
down.
Summers out right after that and bring in Eberhard, and I believe that's the second false start on Summers today.
Yeah. And that flag was thrown by the referee in the backfield, so you usually don't see that as an encroachment penalty from that position on the field.
So that backs Sacred Heart up. Trey Eberhard coming off his career game, 107 yards rushing and the 81-yard touchdown against Merrimack. Snyder delivers, and he's got his big tight end, Jimmy Casey. 6'7" native of Quakertown, PA, pushes the pile for a 3rd and 8.
Yes, you mentioned the local product, Quakertown, about 45 minutes from Villanova's campus. Casey 6'7", 243.
And they're up in the tempo here a little bit.
3rd and 8 here, big down. It's obviously 4-down territory, down 21 here midway through the 3rd.
4 in the pattern. Another short pass.
Can they get him down?
Palmieri again, he's close.
Yeah, he's going to be short. They got him before he had to get to the 30. He's about at the 32, so it'll be 4th and 2 here. Obviously no decision to be made here, but let's see if Villanova can get a stop on 4th and 2. So they have Villanova's got their their pass rush package in, and the fact that Sacred Heart didn't substitute, they can't make any changes. You might be down here, you can run the ball. Villanova really playing with 1 down lineman. You see Hall and Bursey in his edge rushers.
So Eberhard is the running back here. They're going to pass.
And
they drop it. McGuire the drop. And that's a tough break for Sacred Heart. You had just mentioned, Steve, that Villanova did not have the right personnel in for that spot because they could not sub, and Sacred Heart does not take advantage.
Yeah, I think that was it's obviously, easy for us to maybe see up here. I'm not sure the Sacred Heart coaching staff saw it, but certainly an example. You can run that football for 2 yards against 1 down lineman. And the short pass is incomplete, and Villanova takes over on downs.
And for Villanova, they've got to love what they're seeing out of this defense here today.
I've just been impressed with the tackling. They've done a really good job, obviously, on Summers, but even very few yards after catch.
7 straight drives where Sacred Heart has not scored a point. And Villanova start this off with Ragland. He motors on through. Sees parting. Isaiah Ragland into the red zone.
Nice to see for Isaiah Ragland as he breaks off a big one to get the Wildcats great field position inside the 20-yard line. You see the excitement on the sideline for his teammates.
A lot of running back production for the Villanova Wildcats. They block it for him, and he gets a big gainer.
Good job by Benkowski downfield. Usually those long runs, especially around the edge, usually have a wide receiver putting a good block out there.
49-yard run, his longest of the year, and here's some more flags.
I think this is going to be on Sacred Heart. Looked like their man jumped into the neutral zone.
Offside, defense, number 11, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
So that's the 6th accepted penalty going against Sacred Heart.
That's Miles Hamilton. Defensive end. Wildcats march it down now inside the 15 with an opportunity to put this game away here with a touchdown.
And back into the 3rd quarter here, and Sacred Heart has barely touched the football this frame.
Quaid looks like he's getting the play from the sideline.
Play clock trickling down, and they're in no rush. Ragland try and bounce it out, but runs right into a pile, doesn't get anything.
That'll make it 2nd and 10, or 2nd and 5 after the offsides.
So this drive has been all Isaiah Ragland. Broken out with that 49-yard gain. Jabril Mace has scored all 3 Villanova touchdowns.
And the thing with that, with the running plays, it just keeps the clock churning. So you'll probably be under 4 minutes here before Villanova snaps the football. Left in the 3rd. Sam mentioned Sacred Heart's barely had the ball here this whole quarter.
Ragland And we'll get close to the sticks.
Looks like he's going to be about a half yard, maybe 2 yards short. So it'll be 3rd and short. But once again, the clock continues to run.
Yeah, and while you had the fumble recovery that got moved all the way back, while it wasn't ideal, what it did is it allowed Villanova to eat up a lot of time on that drive.
It cost you 4 points, but it got you about 5.5 minutes.
Yeah, that was the last drive that went 5:06 on time of possession. Third and maybe 1.5 here. Run Ragland, and he's swarmed, dropped for a loss.
Yeah, just a little slow developing there. Now it's a decision. Does Mark Ferrani want to take the 3? And he does.
Mike Diedelbaum on the tackle, and Jack Barnum looking to make it. A second field goal for him today.
So this would make it a 24-point lead. So still a 3-score game for Sacred Heart if they can convert 3 2-point plays.
Barnum now 11-19 on the year. And this one should be about 29 yards. Kick on its way and through. Villanova tacks on 3 more and brings the lead to 27-3. It's a 24-point lead for the Wildcats.
It's only human to seek warmth and expertise. Mainline Health is the place where both your health and humanity matter, where ultrasounds come with understanding, where tests are met with tenderness, where EKGs are as important as empathy, the place where you will never be your only advocate, the place for a lifetime of care delivered neighbor to neighbor. Mainline Health, where human care has a home.
Okay, fam. Quick stop in Montgomery County, but we have to be at Grandma's by 5 p.m.
Do we have time to stop at the mall?
K.O.P.
Yes!
Do we have time to hit the slopes?
Skiing at Spring Mountain.
Do we have time for Santa? If we have time for wildlife at the zoo.
Do we have time for food?
I have a list of 1,800 restaurants.
Yum! Do we have time for an overnight?
I feel like we're forgetting something.
When you spend the holidays in Montgomery County, your other plans can wait.
Honey, call them again.
Villanova. Lead. Sam Cooperman, Steve Pannone, back with you as a kickoff from Jack Barnum. Just knocked in a 29-yard field goal, his second of the game. 27 unanswered points for Villanova.
Ball's out again.
Hangy coughed it up, but it looks like Sacred Heart fell on it. And the Pioneers do salvage this drive, but it's just not been smooth sailing for them at all today.
I think it might have been Jason Hall who knocked this out. Sacred Heart fortunate to come up with that one.
And Chuck Webb was able to dive on it. So nice job by him. Sophomore back for the Pios. Here's another look.
Yeah, let's see if it's Hall 11 who gets his arm in there. It is. And the closest one was Glantz, but never really had a chance as the Sacred Heart player got on it pretty quickly.
Yeah, Webb had his eyes set on it. Let's see if this offense can come up with something. Poochie Snyder wrestled down by Kimmel, and his helmet pops off.
Yeah, so he'll have to go out for a play. There's no penalty on that, so he'll have to go out. He wants a face mask. I think that was more of just a tackle around the head. So he'll need to go out for a play.
Yeah, that would be John Mikalski, who actually began the year as the starting quarterback for Sacred Heart out of Staten Island, New York, who comes in. Take another look at the tackle.
Kimmel, I think it just wraps around his head. Yeah, it's around the neck. No face mask. Good calls. Good non-call by the official.
It looks like at the end of the play, had his hands on the face mask there, but wasn't during the tackle. They go handoff, and now Snyder can come back in. He'll be third and about 4.
Yeah, so a big down here. I don't know if it's 4 down territory in your own. Here, down 24 points with 1:45 to go in the third quarter, but it's getting into those kind of questions to be asked if you don't convert here.
And Eberhardt was the back on that run.
Probably with 3 scores, you're probably still punting the football. We'll see if Villanova can get a stop.
Turned it over on downs last drive, did Sacred Heart. Trouble for Snyder. Going the wrong way. Pressure coming. Gets the pass off, and all of a sudden it's a first down. How about that? Eberhardt broken tackles. On repeat. Trey Eberhardt to midfield, pulling a little magic out there.
Yeah, so it looked like it was going to be nothing. Turns into a huge play for Sacred Heart. Wildcats had him running around, but just never really gotten any hands on him.
Just a broken play.
Yeah, we were not to go down to a knee to make that catch. Then he breaks a couple tackles after the fact.
Longest grab of the year for Trey Eberhardt. They move quickly, and it's incomplete.
Some of the Villanova fans looking for a holding call there, as some of the linemen they felt were getting tugged as they were chasing after Snyder.
It was a 23-yard completion to Eberhardt, and have not had Summers on the field on this drive. He has not been able to get moving today, the talented freshman back.
They're probably going to go with their more receiving backs now, down 24 here late in the third.
And a couple penalties against Summers and 2 false starts. It's been out since then. Snyder.
There's your hold right there. That's going to get called.
Flag is thrown.
Yeah, Ivan Murray was just getting grabbed, and he let the referee know it. That's what the Villanova fans wanted 2 plays ago, but they'll get it here.
Take another look.
Watch right in the see Ivan Murray, 94,
Offense,
just getting grabbed.
Number 56, 10-yard penalty, second down.
That's a pretty easy call. Got both hands wrapped around. Murray, good penetration right in the middle of the line.
Yeah, it's a left guard, Gianni Principato. One of the many veterans, and that O-line is held up for much of the year for Sacred Heart.
Now it's 2nd and 10.
Today it's been Villanova who has won that battle. Yeah, 2nd and 20 here. That line to gain is across the 50 and inside of the Villanova 40. Long way to go for Sacred Heart. Eberhardt, get him closer. There he goes. Trey Eberhardt still on his feet and finally trampled at the 20. Caleb Moody drags him down, but Trey Eberhardt gets him inside the red zone.
Yeah, essentially Villanova's gone with this line at 1 down lineman, and they bring in Hall as a pass rusher. They stand up on the edge, and they finally ran a running play against it, and they were able to hit one.
Tried to get the former Harvard Crimson defensive back with a stiff arm, but Moody holds firm. It's been the Trey Eberhardt show on this drive. Short completion there for Peyton Rhodes.
Should do it for the third quarter.
So Sacred Heart going into the fourth with a little momentum, but a long way to go, down 24. Back after this on FloCollege. Here are the stats through 3 quarters, and Sacred Heart ran for 424 yards last week against Merrimack. Not doing that today. Villanova has shut down the Pioneer run game.
And they picked up maybe 20-some on that last carry, so they were really in the probably high 30s before that. And then you see it's just Villanova's been dominant, 378 to 229. But Sacred Heart trying to get some momentum here. They need 3 scores and 3 2-point conversions. So there's an opportunity here with a quarter to go.
Yeah, you mentioned the long run. Trey Eberhardt broke out a 39-yarder before, and that was on the same drive that he had a 23-yard reception. So we've seen a lot of Trey Eberhardt for Sacred Heart, and he is in the backfield to begin the 4th. Sacred Heart has not scored since the opening drive. Snyder wrestled down. Big play as the Villanova Wildcats get home.
It's Garrett Rogan from his safety position with a nice read there. That's that read option. He says, I got the quarterback. So when the quarterback kept it, when Snyder says, I got this, he gets thrown for a nice loss. Good job by Rogan there to wrap him up.
Yeah, haven't mentioned him today. He's one of those seniors, guy that only had 2 tackles his first 3 years, but big graduating class in the defensive backfield. He takes on a big role this year at strong safety. So 3rd and 7.
The Wildcats stay with their base defense.
Line to gain inside the Villanova 11. They go to Eberhardt, tripped up.
It'll be 4th down and about 3 here.
Aiden Howard, part of the group on the tackle.
Yeah, so this is probably your ball game here. If you don't convert here, down 3 full scores and giving Villanova the ball back, it might be all she wrote. So 4th and 3 here.
Villanova defense trying to come up with another 4th down stop. Sacred Heart 1 for 2 on 4ths today. Snyder rolls left, pressure, Inge, he got him.
What a nice play by Turner Inge. I don't think he realized that was 4th down. There's a flag down in the secondary. I'm surprised he just didn't throw that ball. It's going to probably be against Villanova.
Holding, defense, number 38, 5-yard penalty. First out.
So they convert on the penalty. Yeah, I was a little bit surprised. Snyder on 4th down. You got to throw that up, for grabs. You should still throw it up for grab when you got a free play.
Correction. Fouls half the distance to the goal.
So that's the call, and Sacred Heart drive continues.
That's the 2nd drive that Villanova is kept alive by penalty. And let's see if we can see it. The guy went 17 right there, went down. I'm not sure if that warranted the flag or not, but it was called.
1st and goal for Sacred Heart, looking for their first touchdown of the game. And they get it. Palmieri.
Now you need to go for 2 here. I'm surprised they're bringing the kicking unit out. You're down 24.
Team best 4th receiving touchdown for Jason Palmieri. Take another look.
This is a mistake. I haven't coached as long as Mark Knopfrey has, but there's no reason to kick an extra point here. You're down 18. You want to get it to 16, so 2 touchdowns and 2 conversion ties it. Even if this goes through, it's still a 3-possession game.
No argument here, partner.
Yeah, I don't like that decision at all. Not sure what they're thinking there to get it to 17.
27-10 is the score with, like you mentioned, Steve, it remains a 3-possession game. For 2 there, and I mean,
there's no difference between being down 17 and down 18. It looks like I don't see any different alignment. Looks like they're going to kick it away. I mean, still 13-15 to go. I'm all right with the kick here. You got 3 timeouts, but I'm not all right with going for 1 there when you're down by 18.
Booted away by Kling. Mace, catch at the 1.
Yeah,
2 return touchdowns for him this year. And Mace stumbles down at the 29.
So pretty good return and decent coverage. You hold Mace to 29 yards, you got to feel pretty good about yourself.
So Villanova back on the ball, and This offense in the second half, they've really been able to dictate things in terms of time of possession.
That's what you want. You want a 5-6 minute drive and come away with some points. That's really what you're trying to do here.
For the game, it looks like Sacred Heart actually leads in time of possession, but in this third quarter, that just passed, Villanova really was able to limit how much Sacred Heart had the football. So Pat McQuaid and company with Mace the back, counting for all 3 of Villanova's touchdowns. Colby again, his 5th catch of the day.
Yeah, and that's a career high in yardage. His first game, before that catch, he'd gone over 100 yards. That's his first career 100-yard game and a career high for Chris Colby.
So Colby with 12 and a first up to 112. What a day he's having. They went to him early and often. The big one was a 57-yard completion that preceded the 19-yard touchdown run for Jabril Mace. Sun beaming, first down here. Adjustment for Binkowski, forced out of bounds.
It's a nice job, a little pitch and catch there for a nice pickup of 7 or 8 on first down.
So they'll make it second and short with Pat McQuaid now jumping over 200 yards passing on the day.
Once again, Pat McQuaid staring over to the side. I know still 18 on the play clock. No rush here. Cats should be running the play clock down under 5 each play.
Snap it at 10 here. Mace finds some room. It was a nice cutback. And a first down for Jabril Mace. His stellar day continues.
Yeah, he's got to be north of 150 now, I would think. Probably got a little ways to go to get to that 291, but another big game for Jabril Mace.
He set the program's single-game rushing record just a few games back at Towson 2 weeks ago. And first down Villanova across the 35 after the gain of 18. So Mace at 157. Plus 21 yards receiving. Looks to add to it here. And he steers it close to the marker. It'll be second and short.
He'll take a break, well deserved. And Isaiah Ragland will come back in.
Yeah, when you have David Avitt back in there, I mean, you have a true 3-headed monster in the backfield, which Villanova is most certainly accustomed to.
All those years, they had Jalen Jackson and D. Will Barley and TDI Azure Daye over the years. They've had stable running backs. This school can recruit some running backs.
Second and 2, Ragland. And he won't get there.
Yeah, it just didn't. It's just slow developing. Just unable to hit it. Unable to. Now they got 3rd down and 3. Clock continues to run. It'll be under 10 minutes to go here. Wildcats would love to convert here. I would think this is 4-down territory from out here.
So
see if they go RPO and let Pat McQuaid keep one here. Haven't seen a lot of quarterback run.
They run Ragland. He's got a first. Gets back inside and tumbles down inside the 13.
So a nice run there by Isaiah Ragland. That's his probably second best run of the day.
Yeah, one goes for about 14 yards.
Sam, do you have his numbers? I see you have the monitor in front of you there.
Yeah, that's now 70 yards for Ragland. A lot of them came on that 49-yard sprint he had in the third.
So over 220 between him and Mace.
Yep. Yeah, it's now 231 yards rushing for Villanova.
And this just wears on a defense when you're able to pound the ball like this. And that experienced offensive line just keeps laying a hat on you.
And that accounts for McQuaid's -4 with the sack. And McQuaid will keep it here. Not really developing, but won't lose any yards.
Antonio Johnson got held. He's asking the referee, I'm trying to run a pattern. The guy just grabbed me, and there's no call. I think if we have another look at this, you'll see it. Johnson is on the right-hand side of the screen, just gets grabbed. He's trying to run out for a pattern. See Johnson coming across the line of scrimmage there, just gets grabbed right there. He was supposed to be out in the flat to give McQuaid an option if he wanted to throw it. Defensive lineman just reached out and grabbed him.
Yeah, there's certainly a case for a flag there. Ragland trying to zip his way back inside, and he can't break through.
Bring up 3rd down. The clock continues to run.
Picks up a couple yards there, and like you said, clock keeps moving. Villanova patient on this drive. They have not scored a touchdown in the second half. A couple field goals in the third.
Yeah. And probably if you don't convert here, you're probably looking at another field goal attempt.
So there's certainly something to finishing off this drive with the touchdown.
Yeah.
3rd and 8. McQuaid. Short pass, Ragland, 1st down. Looking end zone. He's in there. 2nd touchdown pass of the day for McQuaid, and the Wildcats pour it on.
They just leak Ragland out of the backfield right into the flat. No one's there. He just sits in his zone. The middle linebacker's nowhere to be found. Good decision by McQuaid to find him, and then he does the rest. Once he catches it at about the 10-yard line, he just turns it upfield and scores. See of 20 right in the middle of the field. Just kind of sits down there to hit him. Nobody there, and he just breaks it to the outside and scores easily.
11-yard touchdown pass. 1st touchdown reception of Isaiah Ragland's career.
Well, really well put together drive by the Wildcats there to answer that score by Sacred Heart.
Cap it off with the PAT. That's 9 plays, 71 yards, taking 5.5 minutes off the clock. Job well done by Villanova. Christian Sapp's a fan. Of the FCS regular season, a lot of scoreboard watching. Here are some key games relative to the Villanova Wildcats and in the CAA. And Rhode Island looks to be on the verge of securing the automatic bid out of the Coastal.
They would go 8-0. The one thing about the Coastal, uneven schedule. Not everybody plays each other. So obviously, Rhode Island did not play Monmouth or Villanova this year. So Monmouth looks like they dropped to Albany. That's a tough loss for them. Albany came in, I believe, with just 1 win on the year. So a tough loss there. New Hampshire is going to beat Maine, or look like they were going to beat Maine. So that's a good one for Villanova. That's a quality win. New Hampshire will probably be ranked this week, so that would give Villanova a ranked win, which would be good. And then a couple of the local games we saw, Sam, we look at Yale's going to beat Harvard today, so that's going to get 2 teams in from the Ivy League, which is the first year they're actually competing in the playoffs. They're going to end up getting 2 teams because Yale's going to win the automatic bid. It looks like Lehigh is going to be able to hold off Lafayette. So Lehigh will get the automatic bid and finish their regular season undefeated.
Yeah, so you get a bid stolen out of the Ivy League. And in the OVC Big South, Tennessee Tech is a lock to make it, but UT Martin might be able to steal a bid there as well. So a lot happening around the FCS landscape.
So get the ESPNU tomorrow at noon. Good job by Essien again. We called his name a lot, Sam. He's had a really good game. Had the one, I guess, holding call defensively, but he's done a good job today. Filling in for his buddy Bostic at the other corner.
Yeah, young defensive secondary, and Villanova really has gotten some good production today.
Yeah, that was the question mark coming into the year. Would this young group in the back hold up after losing the guys they lost last year that had played so many snaps for them? They really have.
7.5 to go. Sacred Heart scored a touchdown on its last drive, but give one up on Villanova's last drive. Rhodes.
And there's Essien again with another tackle.
Yeah, they keep him to a minimal gain. The veteran wideout, Peyton Rhodes. And we mentioned it at the top, and Sacred Heart, it's a new conference for them. They'll be in the CAA next year with Villanova and William & Mary moving to the Patriot League.
They spent this year as an independent.
In the last 2 years after all their athletic programs moved to the MAC, they were independent for football as they left the NEC, as they get a first down over the middle here. Paul Mary, who grabbed the touchdown last drive, snatches it here.
And a similar pattern, just kind of that little cross.
So the Pioneers.
Yeah, you like to see the defense get a stop. They played so well today. You like to see them hold them to 10 points. They've played that well.
They bring Mike Kennedy in for
rotating some defensive linemen in there.
It's in for Waboto there in the middle.
See John Wyatt in at one of the corners as well.
And Summers scampers for his longest run of the game.
I was going to say, that might be his best run of the day, and surprised he's back in there with 6:14 to go, down by 24.
And it's just not been his day, and what's been an unbelievable freshman campaign as he's able to pick up that 7.5 there. That's his long on the day.
Yeah, Villanova's just done a good job of stopping the run all day long.
They option him to the bottom of your screen as they now move Rhodes up top. Off the fake, they free up Rhodes, and he's got it. Rhodes cuts back inside, and he might be gone. No, he's tackled at the 9.
Yeah, Josh Olaremi with a play. Saved the touchdown for now. The Villanova's making some substitutions in the defensive backfield, and they get beat there. That was Caleb Moody back there as well.
So they fake it on the swing.
Yeah, the miscommunication there. It looked like Essien thought Moody was going to help him. That's going to be picked. No, they're going to say he's out of bounds. Let's see if Moody got a foot down.
On the field is an incomplete pass. Second down.
Yeah, we'll look back at this one. Doesn't look like anything's going to change.
I don't see too much of a fight by Villanova, but they only need 1 foot in. He'd certainly possess the ball. Let's see if his foot comes down out of bounds or inbounds.
Yeah, this is the last play. And
that's an interception.
Yeah.
That's got to be reviewed.
Yeah, everyone here at Villanova Stadium is saying, please, 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 and now they will review.
Of an incomplete pass is under further review.
Yeah, that's going to be an interception. He might have had 2 feet in bounds.
It looked like it. We were locked in on the replay. It was a quick transition, but you see it on that last replay, and now everybody here at Villanova Stadium is aware.
Yeah, I've talked about this with passes that are complete or incomplete. I'd rather have them rule it incomplete because that gives you time to kind of look at it. The team can't get over it. Like in this one, you're better off calling the turnover because then you have to change it. Like we saw it earlier in the game when the pass was called caught, at the end of the quarter. This looks pretty good. He gets a foot down. Catch.
Well, the only thing actually, Steve, is he's bobbling the ball there. I still think it's an interception, but that's probably, it's not, definitely not 2 feet because it looks like that ball is moving around there. Maybe they see it differently, but that's my interpretation of it.
That should be an interception.
Yeah, I think it will be. Here's another look.
Yeah. But I get these all wrong, as I always tell you. All right, this is a good, nice, slow look. Catch.
Yeah, that's out of his hands.
That foot. That foot's in, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ball was moving a little, but not enough, I think.
It's the guy behind him, so the head linesman's looking right at it, and he's going to go talk to him now.
Well, I think that might have been your point, Steve, where you said you'd rather them rule it incomplete. It's easier to look at. So they're able to get the look. as Villanova is looking to force the interception.
I don't see Villanova's offense coming on the field yet. Like last time, we knew well ahead of the officials what was going to happen.
See if this angle gives you a better picture of it. Yeah, bobble.
I think that's an interception. Wow. And he's like, what do you mean it's not? Moody looking back at him. Grab right there. That foot's down. If he's got it there, and I think this foot's in.
I think here it's when he has it, and that foot, and I think that's what they're looking at. Is that foot in?
You can see some blue between that and the line. So.
Yeah, it's close on that one, and it didn't look like he dragged the second toe. So it's really a question of, was that 1 foot in?
Yeah, my guess is they're not going to overturn it then. They don't have a great angle on that.
There's going to be a lot of people here upset about that because I think they're not, when you're looking at a video monitor.
I still think it's an interception. I just don't think they have enough to overturn it.
I agree with you there. Look again.
It's hard to just see from this angle.
Yeah, and if you can't tell he's bobbling the ball, you're beside yourself, but he is. Like, look, he doesn't have it. He doesn't have it.
I'm not sure. Yeah,
there he has it.
And
that's the question.
That's what upset me. It's the official looking right at his foot and his possession does not signal. It's the one behind him who can't see if he's bobbling the ball or if his foot's in bounds. I'm not sure why he came up with that call when he really didn't have an angle to make it. And the official looking right at it doesn't make a call. Now, let's see here.
Would be the second forced turnover by Villanova today.
Villanova bench is getting excited, but I'm not sure that matters. They don't get the count. It's the guys on the bench.
After review, it is an interception. It'll be Villanova's football. First down.
So a big turnover here for the Wildcat. And Sam, this game's probably over score-wise, but the defense has played well enough. I'm glad that they're not going to give up more points than they deserve to today. That's a nice play by Moody as well. Give him credit for the interception. He deserves it.
Wildcats add to their turnover margin on the year. They're now +6 with 2 takeaways today and 1 giveaway. And Moody, heck of a play by him.
And in this situation, I'd like to see maybe Eli Smith get some carries here, the senior. A little turnover chain.
Turnover chain.
There he goes. Moody in his last year of eligibility, so that's nice to see. It is going to be Eli Smith in, so that's good. Get him some carries on senior day. And is that Tanner Maddox in at quarterback?
Yep. Or no, that's not him.
That's
is
like
that
Julian
Ryder?
Glantz? Or is it 16 Jack Ryder?
That's Ryder, yeah. So Ryder's first pass of the year.
Yeah, he's going to get himself a completion in his collegiate career. Jack Ryder in his 4th year as well.
Yeah, he's the primary holder for Villanova.
Yeah, I think that's why they wanted to say, hey, I completed a pass in my college career. I think they'll be running the ball here to Eli Smith now the rest of the way.
Yeah, so getting all of those milestones for so many of these guys that work incredibly hard day in and day out. Nate Hill, the wideout bottom of your screen, junior out of Dallas.
Oh, they turned the wrong way. That's not going to work.
Yeah.
Jack's probably not getting a lot of reps during the week. He turned right. Eli Smith went left, so a busted play.
Yeah, his first run play was not designed, and it didn't pan out the way he wanted it to.
Now he's going to end up with negative yards rushing for his career after having that nice passing play.
But you mentioned it before, Steve. This Villanova defense was outstanding today. Really taking what's been a strong Sacred Heart offense out of its comfort zone from start to finish. And the Wildcats are on the cusp of an 8th consecutive win. Finished the regular season 9-2. Here's Smith. And he's tackled after a gain of 6. 7, actually.
That's his 4th down here, so the punt team's going to have to come out.
And down 24, I can't imagine Sacred Heart is going to take any timeouts, and does not look like they will. So Larson will punt here. Fair catch, Palmieri. And he'll have it at his own 35.
So 3:11 to go here. Wildcats hold on to this 24-point lead. Wildcats, I see, making some substitutions defensively as well.
So a 39-yard punt for Larson. And Sacred Heart Pioneers, possibly their last drive of the 2025 season.
And they're out there with their first team offense, trying to put 7 more up on the board.
Yeah, they're going to have a lot of these guys back. They're excited about that move to the CAA. That'll be really good for them.
It's just tough to be an independent. You don't really have a conference championship to play for. So you give them credit. They're 8-3 coming in. They're probably going to end up 8-4, but their 4 losses are to 3 of the top 10 teams in the country in Villanova, Lehigh, and Montana. And then they lost to a Central Connecticut State team that's going to qualify for the playoffs. They won today, so they'll be the automatic qualifier of the NEC. So not a bad loss on their resume this year at all.
Yeah, and that CCSU loss, that was an overtime loss. They nearly won in New Britain, Connecticut. And Eberhardt, a guy who waited his turn in Fairfield. He was able to really get his crack at it this year.
Holding. Offense, number 62. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
That'll set the Pioneers back here.
And Eberhardt's somebody who's really been a nice compliment to what Mitchell Summers has done for them. Chuck Webb mixing in as well in the backfield. As we're down to about 2.5 remaining in this regular season finale. Snyder. Roll out. Airs it out. And he finds Palmieri. Takes a big lick, but he hauls it in for a first down.
Yeah,
Julian Talley put a pretty good stick on him.
I think unfortunately Christian Sapp is down.
For an injured defensive player.
That's not what you need.
No, I think he just took a shot. Maybe got the wind knocked out of him. He was involved on the tackle. Like Talley hit the receiver and he landed right on top of Sapp.
So Christian Sapp, we talked about what he did last week, forcing the big fumble in the fourth quarter against Stony Brook.
There's no pass rush here to speak of, and good job here by Summers to roll out, and then Sapp just ends up getting down on the back end of that. Got to land it on a little bit in the lower body.
Yeah.
Good thing he's walking off okay, so they'll get him out. So but a nice play by Snyder to extend the play.
Yeah, and that's what Poochie Snyder is going to bring for this program. They hope 3 more years with the season he's had. Going to have over 1,700 passing yards and nearly 600 yards rushing for a first-year starting quarterback. That is pretty good. Eberhardt picks up a few.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
And one more 2-minute timeout in the 2025 regular season. We'll be back after this.
In moments of vulnerability, it's only human to seek warmth and expertise. Mainline Health is the place where both your health and humanity matter, where ultrasounds come with understanding, where tests are met with tenderness, where EKGs are as important as empathy, the place where you will never be your only advocate, the place for a lifetime of care delivered neighbor to neighbor. Mainline Health, where human care has a home.
Okay, fam. Quick stop in Montgomery County, but we have to be at Grandma's by 5 p.m.
Do we have time to stop at the mall?
KOP!
Yes!
Do we have time to hit the slopes?
Skiing at Spring Mountain.
Do we have time for Santa? If we have time for wildlife at the zoo?
Do we have time for food?
I have a list of 1,800 restaurants.
Yum! Do we have time for an overnight?
I feel like we're forgetting something.
When you spend the holidays in Montgomery County, your other plans can wait.
Honey, call them again.
2 minutes left on the clock. Wanted to get going a little early here. Villanova leading by 24 as they're on the cusp of an 8th straight win.
Immediate timeout, not quite over yet.
And now it is, and Sacred Heart will look to put another touchdown on the board here. Curtis Whiting in the backfield now. And Palmieri has been involved today. He gets stood up after a short gain.
And Javont Williams on the tackle. Be 3rd and short. Sacred Heart letting the clock run wisely, I would say. 34-10.
Sacred Heart's going to finish this season 8-4. They transition to the CAA. Whiting, first down carry. Crashes down at the 30. Give him about 9 there. So Villanova is going to be waiting to hear where they're playing in the postseason after they'll move to 9-2 after this. Palmieri the catch. A lot of questions. How high will Villanova be seated? What can that mean? Do they have a puncher's chance of getting in the top 8?
Yeah, they would get a bye next week and then host a team here the following Saturday. There's still a handful of games still left to be played that maybe determine that. Most of the bracketologists, or whatever you want to call them, in FCS football had Villanova not in the top 8. Even with a win here today. There's a late flag. It looked like somebody on Sacred Heart kicked one of the Villanova players.
Yeah, things are getting chippy down there.
And it was Kevin McGuire, 3. Just took and kicked one of the Villanova guys.
Yeah, he's...
Looked like his mouthpiece fell out and the guy kicked it. Let's see what we get here to clean all this up. Last thing you need is something crazy going on here with 39 seconds left.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unsportsmanlike against Sacred Heart. I think at the top of your screen you'll see it.
Yeah, that's where. Oh.
And watch it at the end here. See number 3? Watch him. He's going to kick at the end of this play. That's the way I feel. See, watch number 3 down. He just kicks the guy's mouthpiece. That's where the flag comes out at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, it looked like.
Yeah, Mari Jackson went down to pick up his mouthpiece. It fell out, and the guy kicked it.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense, number 3. It's a 15-yard penalty. The down counts. It's 3rd down. This foul is subject to a 10-second runoff. Clock operator, please set the game clock to 29 seconds.
That's the first time I think
29 seconds on the game clock. It'll start on my signal.
I think if I've ever seen the unsportsmanlike kind for kicking the opponent's mouthpiece.
Not an everyday occurrence.
Yeah, Mari Jackson had it fall out of his mouth, and I just said, you don't get that back. I'm going to kick it away. Official's right there. Now 27 and counting. See if they run the ball and just head home with this here. I guess, of course not.
Snyder. Short completion.
They could tackle him inbounds. That would be really big.
They do just that. Tegan Brown goes down 5 yards short of the sticks.
A lot of extra stuff going on. We just got to, I think if both coaches are smart, just get this over with before some young person loses kind of his emotions. Might not be able to get this snapped, and they're not going to get it snapped. That'll do it.
60 minutes in the books. Villanova with 8 consecutive wins.
This is the end of the game.
They do it big on Senior Day, 34-10, as they knock off the Sacred Heart Pioneers and set their sights on the playoffs. FloCollege, Villanova wins it.